Good evening, folks. We are back. Alrighty, had ourselves a bit of a long weekend. Had to travel away and do things like a team-day wedding, so that was all fun and games. Good times to be had, but of course, have to take some extended time away to do that. It is fine. The travel was okay. It's all family, and we are all good. Right then, so. We have a few casts lined up today, got 3 games planned, and then we're going to go into games ourselves, whether it ends up being ladder games or just random games picked up from the lobby. We're going to find something to play instead after the casts have been done. So as always, first cast ready to go, and we have no reason really to delay going into it. No real news. Yeah, game on, I guess. Let's fire it up. Okay, so our first game is going to be, well, it's actually a wee bit of a clan game. And what we have is a 3 versus 3 on a random map. Wait, does it try to open 2 wow. I have no idea how, but I managed to open 2 instances of Forged Lies. Hopefully that doesn't really ramp things up. I think it has broken things. Nope, switched over. There we go. We're good. Okay, anyway, it is the CPC clan. They're having to go against each other. A bit of a scramble with themselves. Slightly unbalanced between the teams. There is a 1200 and a 1000. Maybe they could have. Well, actually, no, there's not really much more they could do there. Those are the 2 outlying players. Anyway, Team 1 is up here at the top, Team 2 down the bottom. Let's have a look at these guys. Random generated map. There's, well, ego kind of around the place. 13k across the entire map, spread out. No real. Well, there's a reasonable bit, a couple of bigger rocks, but don't be fooled, it's not a huge amount. That'd be an interesting little plateau to drop and hold. I don't think you can. No, you could get in the middle of that and be have a hold. Anyway, for Team 1, the highest rated player for Team 1 is this guy over here. It is Siruto. Siruto is lime snot green, and he is going Seraphim, opening up first lane. In the section for Team 1, we have Maruude, and they've got themselves grey for Seraphim. And finally, for Team 1 on the right hand side, to break the Seraphim tradition in UEF bright red, it is Caillou. Now, from what I've read, Caillou is a character from some book or show, and actually Caillou's a little shit. That's a little bitch. Anyway, their opposites today on team number 2. First off, down here we have it is Psychoad, a bright pink. He is going Aeon. Beside him in the middle slot, it is read off to the middle, actually, is up here. It's FMP, the Mad. So FMP is UEF, and he's on his ways in light blue. And finally, to round off team number 2, the final player, it is Nizar 89. He's Aeon, and he is in orange. So, as we mentioned, the map. Well, not a lot of reclaim to fight over per se. There's a reasonable amount of reclaim, but it's all well within reach of players. What probably wants to be fought over is these mass extractors. Yes, there's a bit of reclaim around over here, so they've got some larger rocks down on this side here, but when it comes to territory to fight and hold for, the mid has all the mixes. Question is, can that be held onto? So it's like 8 sides over here, so gonna have watching that. A few chokes, obviously through these 2 spots here, although having said it as fairly open, you can sort of roam in a particular direction, just a couple of cliffs to make life a bit difficult to wander around. But we mentioned on the move, well, there we go, FMP has walked up with his goal, wants to grab these mass extractors and getting some more. No, stop building that actually. Decided he needs power. Well, he kind of does. He has all of this and only the Hydro plus a single power generator to his name, so he might be stalling. Oh, he's stalling hard. That's why he's not building. Oh, he's up here actually. Don't know why. It looks like he got a bump in energy from one of his teammates, most likely Psycho, who is well happy with plus 100 energy. Yeah, looks like Nizar's floating okay as well. Rest of the guys looking alright. Full mass bar for Mara, who is trying to spend it. Has got the E to run with that. Should be okay. Alrighty. Have a look-see at what's going on. A couple of factories planned up front for Mr. Mara. Going to get some extra on there. And oh, Saruto is pushed right up over here. He's doing alright for himself. His comm very aggressive. Wants to keep these two, is that 2 rocks? No, just the 1 rock. Wants to keep that in his control, especially with an engineer roaming on up. Going to get himself killed by a single Tham. If it delayed a bit, it would have been fine from this little support party on their side. Got a few flares running around. They're going to run into a Tham and a comm. Not going to be great. And there goes the T1 NG over here. Dead before he can make the rock. Right, flares having a bit of fun, and while they think they're okay, they could probably take them, but they can't take the comm at the same time. That is going to be the end of them. Alright, over on the right hand side, looks like we've got a striker getting pinked off by some auroras and a spirit for the radar to give him extra range. And we have a gun upgrade already planned, this range upgrade for Niza. Yep, well, he's Aeon, he can split that into 2 upgrades. No problems up here, a lone striker getting absolutely obliterated by a larger force from Kaiju. So Psycho also getting gun upgrade. That's just a range upgrade on his comm as well. So both grabbing 1 upgrade each on the comms just to get that. The range is a good option to get because then you can shoot things from further away. It's sort of always a decision. Which way do you go? Do you go for the range? Do you go for the speed? Because of course speed helps you kill stuff, but the range lets you kill stuff from further away. If you get swarmed, you really want to get a speed gun, the speed upgrade. But if you think you're going to be kiting and just trying to snipe units off the range upgrade, the speed, of course, both is best. If you can manage it, if you can grab both, you'll be in good situation. So a little bit of raid and a little bit of hello. Got a couple downs with it, and a gun upgrade here for FMB. So all the upgrades going on for Team 2 at the moment. Every single comm is working on their gun upgrade. And Nizar is going to finish off first. Looks like we have a bomber coming over, but there are some inties loitering around. If it flies too close to them, it is going to get spotted. Off they launch, and bomber has been tagged. It's going to go down. Will it get a bomb away? It does. Is that going to be 3 NGs plus a radar? Yes, it is. So a decent bomb out of that, and that's going to reduce intel for them. And we see here that Psycho has finished his gun upgrades for just range. Over here we have Kaiju, who has no upgrades at all. Let's have a sizable force, which is putting pressure onto Mr. FMP the Mad. He does not have the forces to deny these at the moment. Going to have to drop back and try and consolidate. On this side we have gun upgrades started for Saruto. Saruto has some supporting units, but Hill in the way is going to make Artie win out the day. Of course, damage being thrown around. If we could throw some RD onto that, that might stop that, but it's going up pretty darn quick. Is that. Niza is pushing up with their comm. If they can maybe lay down some damage, they could convince Saruto to stop that, which would be an ideal thing to do. Alright, speed upgrade on the way for Psycho, so it's going to be a full gun comm. That would be good times. Gun and speed paused for Mara, so just a little bit hopping on there. And big unit push coming in from Kaiju, but making inroads through the spot here is Psycho, which may cause these guys to fall back if this point is under threat, which it kind of is. As long as these units keep on moving and don't let the RD shell land on them, which they do. It's a silly idea. Yeah, see these guys have pushed right up. On this side here, you can see Liza has caught, yeah, he is trying to drill damage down onto Saruto to stop that upgrade, but he needs to take out the units. If he takes out the units, he'll be in great shape, which is what he's doing now. The single gun upgrade stand out of range, though that is very close to being finished, 82%. Though any T1 RD in the area throwing shells over would be good, but not enough to make him cancel that as of yet. We mentioned the mid pushback here from Psycho just to get these forces to fall back, give a bit of breathing room to FMP. That has worked. Land Factory is going to survive, and we see that Psycho has finished both of his gun upgrades, so he's good. And speaking of gun upgrades, FMP also has his. Right, so up here now, Nizar needs to be careful because that is of course a 2. That gun upgrade does both speed and range, whereas he's only got the range upgrade, so he's doing half the damage that Saruto is. So it's going to come down to units. If you can get enough unit spam out and keep things moving, when he manages to drop back out of range, it should be okay for now. Does need to be cautious. Alright, on this side, Kaiju sitting with his comm in the open, no upgrades, just chilling. absolutely relying on units for assistance, but he's looking a bit light right now, especially if both FMP and Psycho push looks like they are. They could pincer Kaiu right now, and that would be a terrible spot to be caught. Do they actually know he's there? It's the wrong team. Well, no they don't. They fly one unit over, they'll know exactly where he is, and that would be bad times. Up here we can see Nizar is trying to do his best against Zeruto. Keeping the units slimmed down while keeping his own units up is an ideal thing to do. But here we go, here's the push up here from FMP, a good little push, there's not much to stop it. The only thing that's really a danger is the com perhaps. Some units over on the right hand side here, they are threatening to stop this land factory going up should the engineer die, but the factory finishes, now can pop out some extra units right up front. Psycho alone but with his com. Com has been spotted, and that is now a zero situation and units charging on in, so FMP is pushing right on up, and I think he's going, that's a lot of damage on Kaiu, and he is chasing him down, and he's got the units to help out too. That's a huge amount of damage, 4,000, 3,500 health, he's not looking good, but with Psycho tied up over here with his com, we have FMP pushing for the kill, but he might find himself surrounded by all of these. Once Kaiu dies, it's going to be explosion, going to kill off all his supporting units, and is going to be surrounded by these very quickly. He's got to be cautious, but that is going to be Kaiu. First ejection out of the game, see you later, kaboom. Now FMP wants to run this way towards his teammate rather than back into the spam. Over on the left hand side, just a bit of back and forth from these two guys. They're having to go at each other, although Nizar's sort of standing there doing nothing. Not the greatest plan, but here we go. Is it going to be tit for tat? Is FMP going to be caught? Well, I think so. He is now absolutely surrounded. He's already just, well, about half dead actually, and gun upgrade or no, there's a lot of T1 to get killed by, and get killed he is. I don't see him getting out of this without assistance. He got some units coming over from Psycho, maybe that can help out, but he's down to 4,000 and that health is just simply shredding off. Needs to dodge the RT5, but I don't think it's going to work. Too many T1 tanks, not enough support, ran the wrong way unfortunately. If he'd gone this way and Psycho had come in, he might have been supported, but that is FMP, so it was a trade. Good evening Melanol, how are we doing today? Don't know if that was worth it. 2,900 players out. Second, well, I don't blame you, Guile is fantastic. Oh wow, look at this. Somebody gets banned. And where's that ban? Alright, so Psycho is quite healthy and happy over here with this com. He's well and fine. On the left hand side, Zeruto's down to 3,500 health. Wants to be very careful. Does have a couple of ranks of veterancy. That'll get his regeneration going quite heavily. And he's done a fair amount of damage. 55 units death on him. Dead by him, I should say. So that gun upgrade has served him well, and he's put a lot of pressure on, which has allowed him to get T2 back. Here's Sassy Ushivas rolling off the production line. Up here we see Mara going to be caught out a little bit. No, not really. It's just the units. Command is too far away to do much damage. However, he falls the units back, the com can come into play. Evening Rice Fox. How was your long weekend? Mine was great. Oh, this Zeruto needs to be kind of careful here, although he's got a lot of units pushing in, and actually that's not bad. They are going to cause some issues on the right. However, that's an Obsidian. Might have been Blazers, might have been the better option. The rapid fire T2s. They could clean up these possibly faster. But anyway, this Obsidian. He's a chunky boy, and he just blaps things in one shot. Units have made a run by though. They could do some damage on the back. Up here, we can see Mara has got problems. Gotta be very careful though. Ushivas are out now. Does Psycho have access to overcharge? Well, he does. It's going to pop off one of those every now and then, but the Ushivas are going to make a huge difference. And Psycho might want to think about dropping back. Doesn't have the unit support right now. Has a long way from any reinforcements. And of course, there's going to be constant reinforcements rolling in from Mara, so he's not going to be able to kill him off. And that's going to be an issue. Up here, we have Errors coming in. And Zeruto is just standing here, killing things off. Yeah, Obsidians are kind of strong, but they're not strong that they can take on a commander strong. They do a little bit of alpha damage, but not enough solo. Very wet. No, my weekend was fantastic. I had to take some extra days off, went to a little bit of travel safe travel in bubbles kind of thing, but had a wedding to attend, so that was good times. Right, checking out the eco side of things, well, it's looking very even at the moment, 83 to 81 totals. Energy probably a little bit more favouring Team 2, and territory, well, fairly even, so that's not looking bad either. Alright, on the left though, Saruto has been doing great work with his com. 68 kills, just about got his third rank in Venerasi, which will help a huge amount. However, he is now facing off against T2, though he has his own needs, Mr. Ushava, stomping his way up to the front to join the battle. Want to put walls around these? I'm kind of surprised. The 900 player hasn't got walls around these T1 PD. Very curious, however, shield upgrade on the way for Nizar. If we can get that off, he'll be right. Let's have a look though. Oh, we do have T2 Air. T2 Air and those are Nothas being built, I believe. So that could be a thing. A Notha snipe could be a thing. They do a lot of damage. Easy to dodge, but they do a lot of damage. Tech launcher. Uh-oh. What's that going for? Is that going to be going for eco, or is it going to be going for the stationary commander? Because that could cause a lot of damage if he gets attack missile into that. Alright, here comes a push from Saruto. It's just units. Why is the cancels a shield? I think maybe he could have stood there and kept going with it. Has got the gun range upgrade to do some damage, but I think maybe he's trying to get into overcharge the Ushavas, which need to go. A lot of units wandering on in, and I suppose he couldn't get caught still with artillery in the mix. Does not want to do that. However, enough Obsidians are off the roll that they can take down the invading forces with assistance, and Nizar should be fine. Overcharge the assault bots, that's the way you do it. Get the Obsidians in to help clean things up, and he'll be a quite calm person. And Saruto is not moving in with his comm. He might have thought about it. Could have joined in and put this mixture pushing, but this is good work there. And we have a counter push up this way from Psycho, so not content with leaving his teammate to be raided, he is actually pushed on back, and these Obsidians, if they hit, a lot of damage from those guys. Fun times. Alright, it's just a small roving band of T1, they're going to run into a well upgraded commando, and in Ilshva they won't get a lot done. So that's fine. We have a counter push coming in from Mara. That's T2 and T1 in the mix, so a few Ilshvas in the core of the group, it's some T1 around the outsides, and they don't have a lot of opposition right now. Alright, check it out on this side, and now there's a bit of a pushback from Nizar. See, Saruto has engines out doing a reclaim buzz, but Saruto standing still, not really a drama, and that's a loss of units there. Look at all the death stuff. Is that from the tech launcher? It's got 2 kills, so it definitely killed off a couple of things, and I'm thinking it was the mass extractors. Right, over here, Nizar never got that shield upgrade done, so his comm is a little exposed, but some overcharges onto a couple of Ilshavas does great wonders. They can die. Oh, pretty deaths when that happens. There is a tech launcher there. What is the ping about? I do not know. Trying to get up in Oblivion, that will help a lot. Get the range and start knocking these things over. Obsidians move back in. They have the shields recharged. That will knock those out. Ilshava's now taken a smacking from that. T1 PD on the left finally dies. And Saruto has to fall back, citing a lack of units to assist. Okay, we see Psycho's brought his comm over, so wanting to get a bit of double comm pressure on the left hand side, these two guys, and they could double team Saruto down perhaps, although he's got a lot of regen and a lot of health right now, so he should be alright. On speaking of the right, this push has done great work over here, just wiped out this production line. Not enough forces, factories can't do a lot of damage, and Blaze gets caught trying to evacuate. But it dies a horrible, horrible death. Okay. Hello, that's an air snipe. Notha's coming in. What are they going for? Oof. That's a fair amount of damage. There is some inties in the zone though, so they should go down quite happily. You can stick with that shield upgrade. You'll be okay as long as the Nothas get killed, which they do. So that's some free mass. And we see a push coming in from Saruto, so he wants to try and have a go at the commander as well. He knows he's on low health, but plenty of units in the area now, as well as Psycho, so they are good and strong that side. Over here on the right, that appears to have been I'll say a bit of a stalemate. I don't think there'll be much left of either force if they happen to re-engage. But that is fine. Looks like Mara is falling back with those guys. Has another Nother out. Is he going to try and single Nother at a time? Shield is done for Nysa, so he's going to be absolutely fine now. Nother Renault. He's got that extra health. Psycho getting a shield on his comm now as well. There goes the upgrade and the assistance. That's not going to take long to happen at all. But now we see the units coming down on the left from Mara, so they've identified. There's that TAC missile going all the way back here. Goodbye Eco. 4 kills off that thing, not doing badly. That's going to be 4 T2 mass extractors, very irritating. Shield on the way up, we have T2PD. What we don't have is Flak. I guess it's going to rely on Interceptors for anti-air because these couple of Nothers are up and ready to go, and Shield is going to get done on Psycho. Will we see a push from the shielded Aeon comms? Though Nysa still only has range upgrade gun, doesn't have the speed upgrade. Psycho has both. Nysa should get gun, speed, and then they should think about pushing. Alright, units are amassing. Coming on down, and Psycho sells the go command, and he is on his way along with the units. Where is... oh, there's Siroto up here with his comms, still quite healthy. Full health, 3 ranks of vet. It's going to be a tough cookie to crack. Question is, will these 2 guys be enough? Alright, push coming in here from Mara, but just going to be shooed away, one would imagine. Plenty of units on the flip side. Some more Nothers sparking up. They look like they're just being held in reserve for the moment. Perhaps they're waiting for an opportunity to do some extra damage. Right, these units have been forced backwards by Psycho. There's a roving band here doing some damage as well, which is exactly what they want. They want to separate these 2 players, get them with their comms, start popping damage down. But Siroto has moved back with his commander, so either he saw it coming or he's just like, yeah, no, I'm not staying up the front anymore. And now over this side we are going to see good little skirmish in the middle here. Some Ushivas caught up the front by a bunch of blazes. They're taking a, well, extra helping of tickling. And it's now time. Psycho with a shielded gun comm is up and starting to wreck, and actually Siroto has moved back in. I think he kind of needs to. Where is Nysa? Well, Nysa's all the way back here. Still hasn't got the gun upgrade, so he's just been kind of loitering, just waiting for things. Units now moving in from Psycho. Are they going to go? No, they're not. They're staying to fend off this slot. I think that might be a stake they could have wandered on in. But having said that, I think there might be enough on the ground as it is to take out Siroto should Nysa get into it. That's looking pretty good there. These units are keeping this lot away, which is what they need. Just want to try and keep things in. So Psycho and Nysa are right on up, and soon they're going to be in range of Siroto, who wants to be cautious. And there goes another TAC missile rolling on down, and we're going to see it be distracted by a volcano. So good times. Alright, up here, 2 comms. Lots of units, lots of damage ready. In the middle, massive skirmish going on. There is some heck of a lot of fighting. Both armies then back off from each other. More units on the right coming over from Psycho, so he's got his comm over here to help out Nysa, and he's putting pressure on the rest of the map with units. Not doing an awful job of it, and here we go. Siroto is now caught. Does he have enough units to support his commander? Well, that's a fair lot of T2 in the mix. There's a bunch of Ushivas, although if they get themselves overcharged, there won't be a lot they can do. There were those Nothers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Nothers about to come in. Gonna need your flak up with your commanders, boys, or they're gonna have a very bad time. Here they come. Dodge. Don't run into T1 PD. Make a dodge. Swerve there. Moves, misses with a bunch of the payload, but still the shields are down. Ooh, what's that? A quarter of his life left, so needs to be careful. And there's T2PD over here as well. Now the army comes pushing in from Mara as well, intercepted by Psycho's army to keep things out. Interceptors come over here, need to try and kill off these Nothers before they do a lot of damage, because Nysa is down into the yellow, not looking great for him. Needs to duck, dodge, and weave another couple of bombs down. 4,000 health, not so great. Up here we see Psycho's doing great work. Siroto's down to under 10,000. He still has a shield, and after that he's got another 14,000 hit points to go. But he is getting surrounded by units, and more units surrounding him as oh dear. It was a good push if it wasn't for the fact they couldn't kill the units quite fast enough, need some overcharge, and now Psycho is in trouble. Nyza's in full retreat. He needs to actually come back in and help, or Psycho is going to be gone, and then it's going to be not great times. Has to push back in, but looking at Psycho, he has good issues. Down to 4,000 health, he's got a comm, he's got T2 units, and he is gonna go down right here. That is the end of Psycho. He's out, which just leaves Nyza down on 5,000 health, about to run into Saruto, who's got 12k with a full veterancy comm and units charging on him. So that's going to be Nyza. Not much more he can do about that. He's going to be out of the game, and we see a good win for Team 1. So maybe just unfortunate on some of the timing there from Team 2. They did have 2 comms on their side, but I think the lack of anti-air is what did them in there. The Nothers came in and did a huge chunk of damage to Nyza, and he felt like he had to fall back with his comm when he didn't. He could have stayed up, could have had some overcharges out. Did he have e-storage? Well, he did, it was over there. He had a few T2 pigeons, so he could have stayed in behind the lines and just sniped units and helped out. But that's the way it is. A little bit of lack of team play on their side caused the death of Psycho, and of course Nyza was too late to the party. Alright, well that's game 1. Nice and short, easy one to start off with. Which moves us on to our next game. Alrighty. Let's just jump straight into it. No reason to sit around and do nothing, so yes, I have a bottle of Vizzy. A tiny bottle of Vizzy, but it's a bottle of Vizzy. Let's go. Alright. Another random map. This time it's a 5v5. And well, teams are not incredibly balanced. There's 81% on account of there being a 0 rated player in the game, but don't let that fool you. He is, amusingly, it is a Coke actually. It's a tiny bottle of Coke. Blah. Had normal sugar Coke for a very long time. I think I lost the taste for it. Anyway, we have Team 1 up here at the top, we have Team 2 down here at the bottom, and let's have an introduction of the players for Team 1. First on the left hand side, it is the G-Man. He's orange. Beside him, it is UEF Zillow. Zillow is UEF, he is in, I'm guessing that's combat green. Yep, that would be combat green for now. Up the back, we have Wanted Ant. He's lavender, he's Aeon. He's in the, what I'm guessing be considered maybe the air position, though his comm is on the way out the front now. Beside him, it is Sackmaster. Sackmaster is 0 from in light blue. And finally for Team 1, we have Rowan Morse, the highest rated player in the game, in the actual pro. And he is 0 from, he is Cyan, and he is getting ready to get his game on. Alright, facing them off today on the right hand side for team number 2, we have Aries 24. He's yellow, he's UEF. Beside Aries, we have Dead 6, whose comm is already stomping his way up. Seraphim, he is purple. Back here we have Ash M. Ash M is an 800 rated Cyberman player in grey. Beside Ash we have UEF, it is JG Klaus. Klaus, of course, the 0 rated player, but I'm guessing it means 0 rated games played. So he may have actually played some games, but they've always been unranked because of, like, maybe somebody's put on a mod, maybe it's an unranked map, maybe there's been a unit restriction. There are a number of things that can cause it to be unranked. So he may have played games. It might say 0, but maybe he's just played modified games. Either way, he's here, he's UEF, and he is Burgundy. Finally, for team number 2, up top, it is Literal. And Literal is their highest rated player. He is green, he is Aeon, and he is already all the way up here with this comm. Right, have a look at the reclaim. Well, it's fuck all. Got a bunch of manual reclaim for the extra eco, looks like, wanting to grab the tree clumps. That's a massive ETA. 3,579,139 seconds. to complete that action. I think that estimate is broken. Wow. There we go, that's more normal. That was wow. Sorry. Yeah, I just haven't seen an ETA of like in the millions ever. Except trying to do a Paragon with a single T1 NG on one mass income. Maybe that was millions, I don't know. Either way, these guys are ready to go at it. So in the middle here, we can see that the comms have pushed right up for Zillow and of course Wanted Ant. Popping down a factory, going to grab that rock while doing it. It's not a bad way to grab the reclaim in a spot, slap down a factory. Somebody else? Yeah, see, he could have just... Anyway, he's just going to walk around in circles for a little bit. On the right hand side, first a little bit of raiding going on from Rowan, and that is a Tham with a Sling, and that's an engineer, and he is going to die. That's going to deny the expansion on that side. More units coming on down, so Ares does need to be careful. He is facing up against this 1700 who really does know what he's doing. We've seen him in the tournaments, seen him on casts, and he is a very capable 1700. Literal is also not such a bad player, 1500 there, his rank is not an accident. Bomber is going to get shot down before being able to kill these. Just wanted one more bomber to come over and knock those off, but is what it is. The bomber has died. Alright, gun upgrade for Dead 6, a good plan. Probably that sooner rather than later. Over here, another NG is caught out. These guys are having fun. Oh, that's actually a kill for the Selene. He's got a kill. Good on him. Will he get a second one? Yes, he does. 2 kills for that guy. And they rank in veterancy. Well done. And a Tham. So Rowan has pushed right down with some units, denying the expansion here for Ares, and he's actually moving up with this comm to the front. Which is an interesting choice because, you know, why not? Misses a whole bunch of shots with his first salvos. Okay. But balls to the wall, his unupgraded commander just walking up to the front, and he's going to start shooting things. Units are doing the supporting role, they're going to come through and kill things off. And, well, Ares is very much light on the ground forces. So that's the first little interactions going on there. Up the top left we see Zillow is quite handily placed here. He's going to have a 4th factory coming up, and at that point is going to be a good set of productions ready to go. But we have a gun upgrade, speed upgrade for Literal going on down there. Remember, that's just the half upgrade. This gun upgrade is almost done. For Dead 6, that's a speed and range, and that will be well and good. Literal finishes his upgrade. That one's almost done, but right here, Ares might want to think about moving. Excuse me. He has a commander shooting at him. He has units shooting at him. He has artillery lobbing shells over. He has tanks cutting off support. Yeah, he needs to drop back, but people they need to be careful is also Sackmaster, because that's a gun upgraded comm almost done, and Sackmaster has 0 support. Is he supposed to be the air player? I am not sure. Either way, he's using his comm to help go support Rowan, which he might do. Ares says, shockingly, I am losing to the 1700. Well, yeah. Dead 6 says at least try. Well, he did try. He got a good bunch of production back here, so we can reinforce with units quite well. He did grab some eco, there's an upgraded mix on that front. However, with the raiding that Rowan has done, his eco has taken a massive hit. But behind up here, yeah, Sackmaster needs to be careful. His commander's not even shooting anything useful. It's shooting the ground because fuck the ground. And now Sack has to... He's got to run, and he needs to run to the support of Rowan, because otherwise he's a dead man. That is a tough comm to crack down to under 7,000 health, and the question is, will Dead 6 keep pushing in? Well, I don't know. He's running out of units, and there is a massive swarm coming in, both from 6 and from Rowan. So, sorry, Sackmaster and from Rowan, so this could be problems for Dead 6 if he's not careful. Quite a large number. He doesn't have a lot of support around him. T1 bomber is going to make a difference, but there is some anti-air in the mix, so always thinking about it. And why has Sackmaster kept walking? His attention has to have been elsewhere, and he needs to get the hell out of there to survive. And Dead 6 gun gun upgrade or no? He is down into the red. I think we're going to see our first ejection of the game. 2000 health, plenty of units around. T1 RD and tanks down, dead. So dead 6 is the first ejection of the game. But speaking of people, maybe Sackmaster. Oh, he's keeping his walk away. He should be alright. And a gun upgrade straight away on the cards for Rowan. So that's going to be... However, up the top here, let's see what we're facing. Well, we mentioned the gun upgrade for Literal. He has both got speed and range. However, Zillow also has gun upgrade on his com. And he's going to be fine. T1 PD getting taken out by some roving fervors. Here... Oh, I think Literal needs to fall back before he falls into the same fate. He's got some supporting units coming in, so he should be okay. Hey, Melanor. Yeah, no, I hear. Sometimes you need a break, and I get it. You know, like, I do play other games. Like, Torch Lights is good. I still consider it one of the best RTSs ever. But, no, breaks are good. Yeah. So Ares now has some units coming out, getting a small army here and trying to get some T2 PD down just to try and shoo away this kind of thing happening. But Rowan now has a gun com and is getting nano upgrade. We see Sackmaster has managed to fall back. His com, I think he wants to keep going. He doesn't have an upgraded com, he's got unit support in the front. I think he just wants to fall back and focus on his eco for a little bit. Over here we see Zillow is still pushing around with his commander, and of course being a UEF Guncom, a single shot will take out an Aurora thanks to the 200 damage, and it's hilarious watching him pop these things one by one. When it gets over the hill, it dies. Bang, dead. Bang, dead. Bang, dead. Hilarious. 1k channel point says no. Hey, Most Lost, how you doing? Nice to see you. Alright, but that's Zillow getting some work done with this com, just knocking those units off one by one. Plenty of action. Literal, however, is pushing up on the left hand side, is half dead, but not much to stop these units wandering straight into the G-Man's base. Some bombers are out trying to do exactly that, but G-Man has pretty much nothing on the ground. And was there supposed to be energy storage around his Hydro? Apparently it was. Well, at least you'll be able to overcharge. Is that a T3 upgrade on the mix? Okay. He's getting T3 on this mix here without capping his T2 mixes first. That's a mistake, folks. So, no Melanor. One day the FAF crowd will not get source code. And that's a heck of a push up here. That's a lot of units, and Rowan needs to be a wee bit careful. Yes, he's got supporting things around his com. He's trying to get a nano repair upgrade. Does have the gun upgrade, which means he can do a bit of damage to that lot as they try to move on in. I think he should be okay with the number of units he's got. And supporting ground units from Zillow. They're going to keep the front of the G-Man's base, but over here, Zillow... Has he been caught out a little bit, or has Literal been... No, Literal's been caught out a little bit. He is down to 5,000 health, Zillow's on 6. Can't really fight that. That would be a trade if they went down, and I wonder if that would actually be a good thing for Team 1. They could take out the other highest rated player on Team 2 if they did a mutual on this, but I don't think Zillow wants to do that. He wants to stay in the game and keep playing, and that's going to let Literal survive. Down this way, nano repair is done for Rowan, and there we go. Nano repair is started for Sackmaster. Yeah, no. He wants help with that, but Rowan could send these engines in to assist, but really he should decide to leave. He does not have a combat com. He will die pretty horribly if he tries to push in on that. And speaking of pushing in, that might not be such a great move from Rowan. Yes, he's got plenty of units and he's got a bunch of Zooies. Lobbing shells over, there's going to be a lot of unit death down here. And Commander, I guess he just wants all this reclaim. Because right here is a couple of thousand reclaim in that spot. And he's going to secure it with Commander and units and NGs. Over on this side we see Zillow, 8,500. We see Literal, 5,000. Zillow needs to be a little careful. The hill is causing havoc for his point defense, and now Literal is coming in 5,000 health in this com, and Zillow has no units. Oh hello, air snipe. There are some gunships and some tier 1 bombers, and what kind of anti-air is here? Well, there's absolutely nothing. How's the Air Force from... Well, there is no air. Oh dear. Oh dear. I think Zillow is about to get knocked out by both air and Literal's comm. Look at these guys all coming over. Tier 1 bombers and kaboom. Down goes Zillow. I'm starting to think he should have gone for that trade opportunity earlier. Dear oh dear, but Zillow's out and that leaves a gaping hole for these guys to move into. Forces wanted Art to move on up and he wants to take his Art... No, keep these back with your comm. Down here though, Roman has been doing great things with this commander. He has 43 kills, a rank of veterancy, and he's looking very healthy. T2 units up on support. We should see flak with him. There it is. Gonna want to keep that flak alive in case of this... Oh no. This. The flak has been focused down and these guys are going straight for Roman, so are we going to see a second ejection here? Well, it's going to take a very, very long time. He has so much regen, he can almost ignore these gunships. Like, that's hilarious. And he's got engineers behind him, which can set up the point defense. Just look at that. AA's up, engineer's gonna die, AA's gonna survive, but it's gonna be mobile anti-air. There it is coming up, because some ultras keeping up, some intercepts coming in. Okay, I think Roman should be okay. It's a massive pool of health, and he has anti-air units. There's a flak coming in as well. As long as the ultras can keep it alive, he should be good, but Ares is going for a cut-off, wanting to get to his comm to stop these guys coming in, wanting to move up with PD, so Rowan is, well, he's fine now. There's only one stinger left and it's going to die a horrible death from an interceptor. There we go. So now Rowan is perfectly, utterly fine. And Ares is pushed up with his comm, but he has very little in the way of support. It's all the way back here. He keeps on walking up. He could find himself in trouble, especially if Rowan notices and sends his comm back on over. Which is looking like the case. Ilshiv is surrounding Ares, and Ilshiv are actually pretty good at killing off T2PD, and the big question, the big very important question is, does Ares have overcharge? And the answer is no. So Ares, you're a dead man. You are 100% a dead man. Dear oh dear. Pushing on up from here though, it is Ash. He's got his units coming on to put some pressure onto Rowan, but Rowan, again, remember, that's a very tough, very chunky gun comm. And he is going to be, should be fine, especially as he has more Ilshivas rocking in from there. Literal, on the other hand, has pushed right up the guts. All these units have just simply bypassed everything that they are now into the back there, into the eco. And there is a lot of damage happening. What have they got to stop this? Well, the answer is nothing. T1 PD being spammed up by Mr. Wanted Ant, trying to get a handle on this raid, but he's got nothing else. Maybe some air would be an idea. Oh, that's in the middle of an upgrade, so it can't produce any units whatsoever. And that was his only ground unit. Oh dear. Units are coming up from Roman, they're going to help. Roman is down here and he's looking a little closed in. Though he does, like I see, there are some Ushvas in help, and he is a very chunky gun comm. I think he'll be okay. Units are falling off from Ash, and his comm needs to be careful. 6,000 health, you compare that to the 9,000 that Roman has. And now Sackmaster's coming on with his commander, though he is wanting to be extra careful. He does not have any kind of combat upgrades, and that is a Nother. Here comes the air. This is going to be another air snipe for Klaus, because Sackmaster's right here. And those are gunships. This is their flag. Well, that's it. Awesome. So Rowan has actually made it up to T3 stage, and we have Nothers having to go at Ash, so this could be a counter air snipe, 1500 health on him, although the Inties are doing quite well. They're going to help clean those guys up, and I think Ash is going to get down to there just another couple of Nother bombs, and he would have been a dead man. But now Rowan is in trouble. There are 3 gunships on him, however the Nothers should help thin those, and any kind of flak. There we go. Back over there from Sackmaster. That's going to take the gunships down bit by bit. And there was a flak thrown up here from Roman as well, so he'll be fine. Plenty of flak to take out the air attempt. Ash has to drop back with this comm, he can't stay there. Up on the side we have another push coming in from Literal. He's trying to move up to the left, running to more ships there and getting a shield upgrade on this comm, so this will be a double gun shield comm, which will be very hard to take down. And honestly there's not a lot, so Literal's looking pretty strong at the moment. We see Ash is having to drop back, he's still stuck in the T1 stage though, there's a lot of spam. Has got a few T2 units in the mix, so he's got a band over there. But having a look at this, Roman just about owns half this entire side of the map. Very, very, very strong looking. Just to have a quick chat, while there's a small lull in the action, there is a new game being developed. It is called Sanctuary RTS. It is being made by people who love and play Forged Alliance. Some of the guys who were very active in the community. One of those guys is Tagada, and they are developing Sanctuary RTS, which is going to be the spiritual successor to Forged Alliance. Since they're never going to get the source code, they decided they were just going to fuck it, we'll make our own game, and they are doing great with it. Alright, down here we see, well, that Otham is going to get swarmed. Two of them, I think the two of them would have a great chance of killing off those if it wasn't for an overcharge from the commander. Those guys died out to a comm overcharge, unfortunate. Sanctuary RTS, let me just type that in for you. If I can type Sanctuary RTS, there we go. So that's what it's actually called, and it is gunships still loitering around looking for another kill opportunity. So Roman is going to want to keep flak with this comm at all times. Maybe he wants to think about mobile T3 shields as well. He does have T3 Land Factory, he could do it. Up here though, on the left hand side, it is another push coming up from Literal, and G-Man has some issues. There's units sitting still taking T1 RD5 for no reason other than the reason they are sitting still. And yeah, get moving, you'll be right, and in come the gunships. There is some flak. Flak is hopefully going to keep them alive. Oh dear. More gunships, and you shouldn't be building T1 PT, you should be building, oh dear. Flak sitting still, going to get caught by the T2 RD, and that would have saved the G-Man. But now he has 0 anti-air. Nothing to stop this going on, and he is looking like to be a dead man unless there are some ASFs, no Swift ones, coming over from Wanchazart. Are they going to be enough though? He's down into the red, 3,000, 2,500, and he is going to be ejected very shortly. Swift ones tried their best, but not enough. There's far too many of those, and see you later. Right, want to try and get a gun upgrade over here, and we have a push coming in from Literal through the middle. We have what looks like Ash trying to do some work up here with a bunch of units. We have Roman down here with his comm. He has 1 flak, just the one. I don't think that's enough. I think he wants to have some more anti-air, and I think he wants to also think about shields. Up here in the middle, while Sackmaster is looking pretty stable, he wants to finish this off though. Really, just a quick little build on that and it's done. And that would be a huge assistance. He has 3 flaks sitting around his comm, so he's not going to get sniped anytime soon. But down here, Rowan is having a great time pushing around with this commander 4 ranks in veterancy. And that's going to be a lot of dead units. 135 kills for that comm. Now, where was Literal's commander? He's doing a similar thing up there. He is 76 with 4 ranks of S. He's doing just as good as Rowan is, except he's supported by a bunch of units as well, and it's going to be a difficult time. You see the map is slightly siege-weighted. It's now kind of divided down the middle, and I would say Rowan is a little exposed here. I'm not seeing any anti-air with this comm at all, except for this flak, which is going to die, owing to being sitting at the front. There it goes, it died. Now would be a time to send in all of this. No air, just the commander, and if he goes, that is going to cause issues because Literal is very, very strong up this side. Sitting with a shield, sitting with a whole bunch of units, getting a lot of reclaim. He's got T3 land as well. So these two guys, Literal and Rowan, have been doing great in the game. Rowan is... Alright, up on here. Eunice wandering into range of point defense is never a great time. Excuse me. T3 power is done on that front. We have Ythota being built. There we go, that is going up pretty darn quickly. That's going to be a serious danger to try and stop. And we see here his commander is still wandering around the front. But there is no AA. And in come the Jesters, and in come the Stingers. So, Rowan, there is a lightning tank here trying to zoom its way forward, and it's going to need to get there really damn quick. Because there is nothing else on the ground that can help us calm, and that is a lot of damage incoming. See, any air that can help out there is nothing. Literal's up here with this comet, and he's doing a massive push up the middle, and Rowan is caught, although that lightning tank, holy heck, look at her shred these things. Ready for it? Zorch. They could have killed him, I think, if they had hung around. There was a lightning tank, there was some T1 AA, but he was down and looking pretty hurt. Yeah. I think he should retreat under shields, get under some AA, but no. Klaus decided he didn't have enough to get him, and I reckon he had enough. I reckon he could have pushed on that. But speaking of pushes, this is a huge push from Literal, just sending all these units right on in. And there is some PD, there is a Harbinger trying to have some fun, but there are Harbingers coming in from Literal as well, and that is not great for Wanted. Wanted is not looking good. It has a good amount of PD, but these energy storage, they go up. It's going to kill a lot of things, and now the gunships come on in. There is flak somewhere, I saw it. Well, it's anti-air, she's got a couple of Redeemers. They're going to knock these out of the sky, and he will be good. At least from the air snipe. And he's got shielded comms, so, you know, he's alright. Having said that, Literal is running out of units. The point defense have been doing their job, and of course, it is a gun comm as well with overcharge available. Kill the T3 power, says Dead 6. Yeah, why not? Do that. But nope, looks like Literal has run out of units, but he's got plenty more on the way. Should be alright. Down here, Rowan hasn't really learned his lesson, I don't think. It has got a bunch of T1 AA, but you're building an experimental. You've just about finished an experimental. You may as well drop back with this. Lightning tank is up the front. If that gets overcharged, it is a goner. And Rowan now face off with Ash. Yeah, I would be falling back, and that's a huge amount of damage going down here. That is Ash's main base, and his eco is history. But the problem is the lightning tank is all the way down here somewhere. There it is. Has 22 kills. But now Rowan's comm has nothing around with it. He finishes the Ythota. Alright. And now Ash is pushing. I don't know if this is the best idea from Ash. Now that he's spotted, it could be comm on comm action, and there we go. In comes the kill command, but also comes the air kill command, and there's nothing. Ash, that was rather a quick... oh dear. Klaus is down low, he's down to 6,000. These guys are moving the wrong way. They could have caught him if they kept on moving out, but Rowan, he's in trouble because that control K from Ash has killed any anti-air that was around his commander, and now they're free to run on him. And these units have gone the wrong way, in my opinion. Have gone the absolute wrong way, but he's down into the red. 4,000, 3,500, and I think he's going to be dead this time. There's more than enough. Oh, it's going to be so close. 14, 1,000 lightning tank comes in. That's a broadsword though. That's T3. So that's why he's been shedding health so horribly, because that was a broadsword, and Rowan is out just at the wrong time, because that is also a Ythota coming on in, and that would have been great times for Literal. He would have had problems. He would have been a dead man. I feel like that was the wrong choice. If Rowan had kept using his units up and pushing Klaus, he could have killed Klaus first, and then Klaus's units would have died. This wouldn't be done, and I think that is going to be the turning point of the game. You now have a 700 and a 600 against the Literal, who is, well, looking very, very strong. And of course, Klaus has been just popping out those units. He's lost everything though. That latest push from Rowan, he lost absolutely everything. I still think could have gotten him. If Rowan had pushed all those units straight up, that would have been a dead Klaus. Been a big difference. Still, now it's up here. Well, Literal's looking after his comm, he's just hiding around the back. Down here we have a GC has been started. That's just begun, but to be honest, I don't think it's going to be needed. Just grab some unit spam and you'll be on your way quite happily. Having said that, there's a fair amount of point defense and of course a gun comm ready for action on the right hand side. Literal hasn't had a lot of success up here, so he's got a roving band of army. I think they're going to push right around the edges and they could come right into Sackmaster's eco, and he's going to be able to do nothing much. Alright. Or BD. But the eco has just absolutely flipped. It was looking fairly even, but have a look at this, 73, 55, 240 for Literal, so absolutely, she says I took half HP off that comm anyway. I mean, you kind of did, but yeah, I think the death explosion taking out AA was probably more important. GC's going up real damn quick, 20% on that. These units are moving on through. There is some T1 AA going to take out those Vultures pretty quickly. And of course T3 land is going to just shrug off the attention of all of that. And they are making their way upwards. Now these guys want to stop making mixes and start making PD. There is nothing between this band, Sackmaster's base, aside from the stray Sparrow. Not looking great. And another huge band. So Literal is using this gap here of Rowan's demise. It's just nothing to stop them rocking on in. And you're going to see bye-bye to all this eco. There was some point defense over here, but that's over there, not over here where the armies are. Have got them moving in and starting to demolish, and there's pigeons going on down. That's not great. That's not great. Alright, we have some Spectres coming out. They're going to have a go at the ground units, see what they can take on. They're focusing first on the anti-air. There are a few of them. If they spread out their attacks, they can kill them off more efficiently. Doing a bit of overkill on those, but now they're down, they can start focusing on the units. Alright, but more coming in. Let's see what we got left. How's that GC? Well, it's about 40% done, so slow down a wee bit. But right now these guys are just doing as much damage as possible, and damage they are. They focused on that, they could kill it, maybe. Too late, they're dead. Alright, we see down here that Klaus is just trying to re-establish himself. Might as well upgrade that to T3, gets more power. He's got a bunch of T1 power over here, is probably living off the power from Literal at the moment, who is well up. Wanted has plenty of energy, to the fact he has a couple of T3 pigeons, or at least one. Popping down some T2 RD, and that's going to help just send some shells at range to knock out these guys. But Literal is here, quite happy, quite safe. Popping down some flak under a shield. T2 Raider upgrading to Omni, and T3 Factory spitting out units there, so it is just a matter of time. When you have 350 income, your GC is 70% done. Your enemies pinned back. You've raided them, destroyed a bunch more eco, and it's Sackmaster trying to rebuild there, which he needs to do. That's interesting. A whole bunch of energy storage around the Hydro. Some T2 pigeons on either side. See, there's not enough. I think these give out... My brain's having a moment. Okay, so maybe the storage on one side is helping their production either way. Alright, Sack's dropping back and he's trying to get some units over here to stop this, but he does not have enough, not by a long shot. Feel like we're just waiting. Few units pushing out from Wanted. He just wants to try and push back a little bit, retake some of his territory, but I don't think it's going to matter. That GC is done. It's good to go, and is now stomping on his way. And well, Klaus is just basically out of the game at the moment. He's just doing a rebuild thing, getting his eco back up, working on what he can. Some more gunships on the way. Probably just wants to skip that for the moment. Literal has him covered. He's not going to get raided anytime soon. May as well just eco. Get some more power done there. He's doing fine. But that is going to be the 100% trump card. Did not see anything being built as a counter. Nope. Has some T2 ID, and is that all? That is a lot. PD, and I mean a lot. Sitting down there that hasn't been scooped. That's unusual. Yet again, that is in enemy territory from literal side of point of view. Could get a single factory like that one, maybe that one, any older factory. Get some engineers to come over on a reclaim mission to grab that. A Lone Harbinger decides I can take on all of this. Lone Harbinger is quite wrong. T3 mobility, lobbing some shells in, and T3 upgrade on the way for literal, so he's abandoned the gun upgrade. Now we're grabbing T3, that's going to give him some extra health, but we all know what's coming. Well, we do. I'm pretty sure Team 1 doesn't, but it's ready. Ready? Stop. Go, go, go. Plenty of supporting units, plenty of shields, anti-air. That thing's gonna be fine. Speaking of air, they don't really have any. There's T2 factory there, popping out some gunships every now and then. A couple of loitering around, but yeah. We're gonna see this come up, and it's gonna hoover up these guys really freaking quickly. Like that. 1, 2, shields down, dead, dead, dead. Alright, T2 ID opens up, and that's throwing some shells on over. They're gonna impact on shields, get not a lot done, and he turns to take out a couple of harbingers, and there's just so many more harbies behind it. I mean, honestly, that's enough harbies for his own experimental, just about. Actually, they probably could take out an experimental. There's enough there. In comes the Air Force, though, from Wanted, and they're going to start doing things as flak up behind the GC, though, and they're just going to start thinning out those numbers horribly. On the right hand side, Literal's doing a second push with the rest of this army, and I have a feeling it's just going to swarm over all of that. And, well, Sackmaster's trying to build his own. It's not going up that slowly, it's going up right. The problem is, he's not going to hold off this with what he's got, and it is going to doomed. GC is now in range. Down goes T3 power. That's a huge loss for Wanted, and combine the GC with the units, not much he can do. Comms coming on out, nothing he can do there either. He's just basically going to stand there like a man and take the laser to the face as soon as it focuses down on him. There we go. Wanted quite happy with that. The air was coming back in from Klaus because, hey, why not throw the units he's got in. But right now, Sackmaster is the last alive. However, he's about to get swarmed. He's got air overhead. Ah, there was flak. Got units surrounding him and a GC stomping into his back. We are going to see final ejection. Let's just get this. Ah, you control Ks. I'm even going to go out honorably. Control Ks instead. Ah, well. Yep. Yeah, face laser of the GC does a huge amount of damage. If I can get these stats up. No, I can't get the stats up. I need an engineer. I need a T3 engineer. Some floating around somewhere. Maybe down here. There we go. So these guys. So there we go. The direct fire laser has a DPS of 2500. That is 2500 damage per second. That's how much it does. So yeah, that face laser does a lot of damage. You're quite right. Alrighty, but that's it. That is game. As well played to Team 2. Key moment again, the killing of Rowan. Alrighty folks, we have our last cast of the night. After this I'm going to go into games and we are going to finish off with a good old classic. We all know settings, so hey. I feel like it's a reasonable one to finish off the cast with, so fire it on up. Any moment now. Alright, loading on in and boom. Okay, so here we go. Fairly even teams, 1125 apiece, 91% balance. So it's all about the games. Highest rate of power is 1400 from Matry on team 1 at the top here, and lowest rate of play also on team 1, 2 1000s on the side. So fairly even as far as the balance goes, but shouldn't be too bad. Alrighty, let's start with team 1 up front. As mentioned, this Matry, he's yellow, he's UEF. Probably going to see him build that and walk straight to the front, because that's typically what you do when you're the front mid player. We're just going to confirm on that. Builds and away he goes. His opponent FF is not doing the same thing. He's actually stopping to get a power generator up and a mass extractor then walking, so he may miss out on some reclaim. Anyway, on the beach, Navy position 14-1 is Roscoe. Roscoe is also UEF, he's gone light blue. The rearguard air position, it is Der Kindereagle. And that is something about the child. I don't know the last part. Anyway, but there we go. He is Seraphim. He is a pretty pink and he is on his way. In the Navy rock position for Team 1 is Blue Lynx, another Seraphim. He is purple and he is going on. Alright, for team number 2, as mentioned up the front already, we have FF. And FF is on his way finally with this comm. He's a long way behind Matry though, who's going to get the lion's share of this reclaim. I think this one is Depony. Pretty sure this one's Depony, because he's got the 2 underscores. I think Ryfin is the real Matry and Depony's the fake Matry with the 2 underscores. So yep, either way, team 2 on the beach position is Decrapitator. It's like a decapitation, except there's crap involved, and yep, that is Depony. There we go, caught it. Down here in the back air section, it is Black Skylane. He's grey, he's Aeon. Sorry, Decrapitator is actually Cybran in white. And on the Navy rock position, it is Killzone. Killzone is Cybran as well, and he has got a transport out already, going to make a play for that side island. And he's going to be way ahead of Roscoe. He's not even bothering. He's focusing on God. Alright, how about an air factory? Well, there's the first one going up for Blue Lynx. We have an air factory. We do. Decrapitator has got his air factory up first. If we see a transport out, he might be able to grab the side island first, but no. It's a scout. He's going to go have a look. But anyway, let's go back to the middle. And we mentioned just how much more time walking straight to the front is going to be, and well, there we go. He can now stop right here, very common spot, and grab all this reclaim around the comm. There's so much in the mid, you can't afford to miss out. And FF is quite late to the party, because look at all these wrecks that Depony is going to grab just by being there first. So he can be a bit aggressive with his reclaim, going to pick up the stuff which is on the other side of the mid line. That is going to give an advantage into there. Okie dokie. Units, well, there are some coming in from FF, so tier 1 RD is usually a good thing. You get them at range and it causes commanders like to stand still when they reclaim, so if they keep standing still and keep getting hit by tier 1 RT, it could be the deciding factor in whether the commander hangs around, because of course standing still with T180 lobbing onto you is a good amount of damage. However, we could see exactly this depending on moving his comm forward. He's going to go kill the artillery because screw it. Though that is going to slow him down getting reclaim, and as long as he keeps moving he'll be alright, but every time he stands still for too long, more RD shells come on in and more health gets lost off the commander. And now FF is going for those Salems. So interestingly, it has been discovered that these Salems are not actually the best thing to start reclaiming, because while they say they're more, you can actually pick up all these faster when they're in proximity. And Pony is having to do wily things with his comm. Move up, move back, get in, kill the units. There we go, tank down and start reclaiming again. Alright, let's just have a quick look at the reclaim numbers, and you can see just the matter of being there first has let Pony get 1,000 more reclaim than his opponent. Now he's using his comm to kill off units. And he's got his own units coming in the back here, so I imagine we'll see him, yep, just knock off a couple of the T1RD. That's going to help him survive a bit longer, and now he can move back and keep grabbing units. Down with the yellow, but he won't care too much about that. You can always, good morning food man, you can always just jump into the water, and that will keep him alive a bit longer from T1 spam, which he has a lot of his own coming. So let's see what else is going on. Well, not a huge amount. The side islands have been picked up by both the Rocket Navies as expected. It's fairly standard, and there's a lot of air just floating around trying to defend against when it drops. Total Annihilation. Brilliant game. My introduction to true 3D. Like, that came out the same time as, I believe it was Dark Reign from memory. And I played Dark Reign first and I thought, cool. You know, here's artillery that can like shoot off the screen. It had really good range and stuff like that. Then I had a friend laugh at me and say, why don't you go play Total Annihilation? And well, what does Total Annihilation have? It had the big fucking Bertha. They could shoot across the entire goddamn map. I was like, ooh, wow. So yeah, TA was absolutely revolutionary for its time. It was fantastic. And it's, yep. After TA came Subcom, after Subcom came Forged Alliance, and after Forged Alliance came the Forged Alliance Forever community, and they are absolutely, with the patching, the balancing, it's all fantastic. But yes, okay, Deponing needs to start thinking about moving away. There's not much more reclaim to be had. Well, there's one more large one, but he's got engineers doing the work, because why not? His comm is, well, he's half dead, but he's healthy enough, and there's plenty of spam coming his way. A few years ago, Melanol and TA later. I found TA afterwards. That's a hard play. I tried to go back to TA and it was a very hard play to try and do. Yeah, just that's all I can say about it. Like the pathfinding is a lot worse. The gameplay is much different. You know, you can't do quite as intricate as Forged Alliance, which is really good the way it works. Anyhow, let's have a look. Small pushing from Matry. He's just wanting to shoot these units away and grab some more of the eco, and a T1 bomber stops the mass extractor getting built just. That was very nearly done. Ever Matry is going to, yeah, he's basically doing exactly that, just still getting mass. His focus is on getting mass. Half a year, divvying your own ITS, my word, that's a significant time. I'll tell you what, don't know what kind of dev work you did for it. Matry balls out at the moment. All the action is going on in the middle. The rest of the guys are just focusing on eco at the moment. No real Navy skirmishes going for units out here from Rosico, and the air game, as the air game does, focusing on just getting air. T2 is across the boards and T3 is started, so the Kinderlegal is actually well ahead in there. He's got 2 T2 pigeons already and 30% of the way towards his T3 upgrade. Over here we only have 1 T2 pigeon for Black Skyline, and he hasn't even started his T3 upgrade, so he's behind. Oh, fair enough. Why not, you know, practice whatever you want. It's good to practice things. You don't practice it, you get worse at it, and you lose ability, so, you know, go for your life. I can't program. Well, I could if I put my mind to it, but I hate it, so I don't do it. Definitely not my jam. Battery is in the middle here. He's going to get a bit more reclaim, then lose some health doing so. I don't think he cares that much. But yeah, anyway, Sanctuary RTS, if you thought maybe you want to keep working on a on an RTS game, that is very much alive and in the works. They do have a website, they've got a Discord, and I don't know if they're looking for any assistance at this stage, maybe not. Either way, it is what it is. So I'm actually just really walking around with this comp to grab the reclaim, not using it for combat at all, and just keeping the units around to keep things alive. But in the meantime, FF is doing kind of the same thing, except he's got overcharge with this commander, killing off units willy-nilly. Right, first little bit of an air skirmish up here, and that is going to be a few interceptors caught out by a larger band from Blue Links. Doesn't really matter much, and Navy is finally starting to open. In the middle, well, Depony, I don't know what you're doing. At any moment, FF could rush with all of these and he would be in serious trouble. Only got 3,000 health. If FF was paying attention, he would have been able to take Depony right there. Now down to 2,500, and yeah, he cannot really afford to. Could have been caught out right there and then with all of those. So I think that's a Mr. Beach from FF. Does he like have no radar or anything? Oh, he's got radar from... Oh, there's a paused radar there, so it's not actually doing its job. Or it's just paused on the upgrade. I think, yeah, that's keeping things out. So, yeah. FF missed its chance there, and Depony gets away in the red. Now, walking off with this column over here, first little bit of naval warfare. That's going to go poorly for Roscoe, because that's 3 versus 5 units. Plenty of subs in the mix are going to knock out his single one, and then destroys a fair game. Actually, it's 3 subs. And a commander at the edge building a torpedo launcher. I don't know why, I don't think he needs to bother with that. He has plenty of defending units. Much more useful to build out a sub. So if we have a look at that just quickly, we see a T1 torpedo launcher uses 450 mass. For that, you could get a sub and a bit, which is also mobile, or you could get a couple of tridents. So you consider that these are not a great use of eco. Also, 2 of these as a T2 mass extractor. So, you know, doing good, Food Man, having some fun. Right, Depony is back here and he's throwing down some fake point defense. So wall sections that look like PD but they're not. So if you see them on radar, very often you will take your T1 arty and focus on those from range before they see it. So if you're seeing that radar signature, you would think, oh, T1 point defense, and you would take your arty, sure you've got some somewhere, like that, and you would tell it to attack that. Of course, it's not a point defense, it's just a wall, and it will just slow down the approach of armies and waste a bit of time. However, when a scout flies over, that kind of throws that out the window. So now it's well known that those are just wall sections, and they won't be shot at all. Alright, navies are moving. We have another band of 3 rolling on out to their doom if they should. And a large band down here from Blue Links. We have units sort of spread out from Decapitator, so I think he is paranoid, absolutely paranoid about drops. Doesn't want to let any transport step on through. But no, I think he's okay. I don't see any drops planned. There's no transports out. T2 factory on the way for Blue Link, so he's probably going to move into torpedo bomber production as well. Power is going up as the T2 engines working on that. And we shall see a move to T2 Navy as well. Indeed we do. That is 15%. T2 Navy down here are planned. Well, there we go. This one is on the upgrade. Some units from the other ones. But that's on the way. T2 Navy, no. T1, T1, and T1. So no T2 for Killzone yet. We have definite T2 here for Rosico. And checking out the eco, T1 is slightly ahead by 30 mass per tick. Let's have a look at who that is. Well, it's basically a range of all of them. FF is a little behind. He's been focusing maybe a bit too much on units and not enough on his eco, because he has a T1 mass extract in the middle of his base. We trip back over here, and well, there's even a T3 mass extractor for Depony, so he's got well ahead. Yeah, look at that, Team 1 are all over 100 with their eco. Only 2 players over 100 for Team 2, and FF well behind there. But he has got himself into the Navy game in the right hand pond, and there's a T2 factory on the way. Alright, a couple of T1 bombers in the mid. They're going to just throw some bombs around. No anti-air to speak of. What? Depony. And they're just going to have free reign. Knock off a bunch of units. This one has 4 kills. That one has no kills, but it's done some damage. More bombs out. Away they go. There's a couple of vulnerable engineers they could go for, but interceptors do swan in from Blue Links. They're just going to tidy those up. And no more T1 bombers. Up here we have a larger naval force pushing over to the island. If they get in close, they could kill the Tridents, and they could also knock off the factory. Are a few engineers right at the edge doing a very long range build assist. Not something I've managed to see before, but they're so clumped together that a Thunderhead is taking them out in groups as they fire. That's a decent number of Tridents coming from Killzone, and I think he should be able to hold on to that unless Roscoe focuses it down, but that's not going to matter too much because he has more factories down here. He has finished off T2 himself, and that is a first destroyer coming off just in time because there's already a destroyer up the front from Roscoe and a second one on the way. Bit of posturing down here from Blue Link, still not much happening in the pond, and the middle has gone a wee bit quiet for now. More T2 came up, so FF just wants to hold the spot, and he's got a attack launcher with the missile ready to go, but we already have a buzzkill in place from just the one here to defend the front spot. It could slip past and knock off this T2 mix. What's the range on that? No, it can't. Alright, so that's not really going to get a lot done. Everything there is under shield, so it won't get through there. I would have to edge through here, so no, it can't get much, unfortunately. Right, having a look back at the Navy side of things, well, there we go, T1 chasing down these units, and that's going to leave the destroyer a wee bit exposed, because, I mean, he has T2, and he has 7,000 hit points, but that's a lot of enemies, and that's a lot of torpedoes coming in, and I don't think it really wants to stay sitting there. Support these Thunderheads needs to come back on in, and hello, the Salem has turned up. That's of course now going to be a mad issue. We're going to see that destroyer go down, and Roscoe probably wants to fall back and consolidate his units just a bit more than that. Alright, on the other ponds, well, that's just a mess. There's a couple of destroyers in there. Oh, I see one, sorry. Yep, just the one. But more are coming. Okay, we did have T2 down here as well. Yep, Salem's popping out of there, so both navies into the T2 stage, and the question is, what's going on here? Well, nothing. Lots of war sections are going on here. In the meantime, we have a T3 upgrade for Depony, so that is virtually done on that front. We have T3 on the way. No, we don't, still just fixing up with the T2 land. But there, and just working on his eco a bit, which he needs to. That's a strange place to put your energy storage. You're actually losing out by not. You should reclaim that, put it somewhere else, and slap down a mass storage. Now there is a sizable push here from Blue Link, so he's moved in with his frigates. Is starting to, maybe he was considering pushing in, and that would have been a good idea actually. If he'd gotten all the way in here and knocked off that T2 Navy factory, that would have been a very good result, because yeah, nothing built out of it, would have just been absolute mass wasted. However, it is now producing, and going to be a dead engineer over there. Wonder if he wants to move this on over and focus that factory down. Well, apparently not. He's decided to move on back and just keep things alive for now. Destroyer is getting focused down by the frigates, is dropping down. And of course the Salem coming in as well to lay down some extra damage onto there. Half dead destroyer. You could submerge that actually, which is exactly what he's done, and now it's only vulnerable to torpedoes. Frigates left around to do some tidy up. Over here we see the navies going at each other. A bulwark is out, that's going to help a huge deal, and also will the governor. So governors, of course, with their ridiculously long range of missiles, they are a nuisance. Absolute nuisance. Toponi's moved his comm all the way back here into the pond. Kind of stands out being the only yellow dot over there, but that's not deep enough. Just standing in the shallows. You're not safe there, mate. You're not safe there at all. Okay. T2 Navy on there, a bunch of T1 all down here. None of those have gone T2 as of yet. Spamming us some T1 units. Alright, up here we can see that's a significantly larger force for a kill zone, and well, Roscoe needs to be cautious because he's only got a couple of T2 units in there. A single destroyer, a single cruiser under the shields. As long as they keep away from all this, they'll be okay, but honestly this is more than enough to overwhelm should they get caught. Have got some more coming in. Is that a loitering drop? Well, no, that's a drop to grab some of the reclaim by the look of it. Bunch of engineers are on the not the ground, the ocean, waiting to scoop that wreck right there. I can see it. Go for it. Come on. Attention is elsewhere. And speaking of attention being elsewhere, maybe it needs to be down here. Okay, these units are falling back. They need to. Can't afford to be caught. Which caught they are. We're going to do some damage to the mid. Cruiser gets in range of. Will get in range of T2PD, bad idea. And they're now in range of this lot who have a stealth ship. Most annoying thing. Stealth Navy. You just can't see it without Omni. And of course you don't have Omni with sonar. Sonar is definitely no Omni at all. Can't swim, afraid of water. What did the water ever do to you? Water's good. Water hydrates you. Water keeps you clean. Have a small issue, so we see FF has his comm in the water as well, helping builds here. That died for some reason. Probably from these, so a pair of tack launchers firing on in, and that's why these buzzkills have been thrown up. So unfortunately those aren't going to get anything more done up the front. I wonder if they chose the wrong factory, if they'd taken out the if they had taken out this T2 Naval HQ instead of this, which was T1, that would have been a really good shot. However, now there are destroyers off the coast and they're going to start shooting at things, trying to take down the buzzkill, I think. By the look of it. Don't know if that's been manually targeted or just popped in range to start killing things. Maybe it's just been popped in range. Well, buzzkill going up and T2 buddy. Yeah, so these stealth subs are irritating. Again, they have their own stealth in their submarines, but not entirely tough. Trident sitting still is going to... Now it's going to move and stop taking cruiser fire from range. Really going to want your own scouts to spot Navy. Pretty much what I do if I'm playing Navy, I'll get a T1 air factory and just have it spewing out scouts constantly in a pattern to negotiate, and that is a drop from Toponi. So a couple of Percivals onto this island here and they're just going to start killing things willy-nilly. Look at that. Move right up to the back. Took a lot of damage in the first instance though. And, well, yeah, you start booting a PD and I'll kill it in one hit, says the Percival, because it can. That's actually not a bad move, and now this one's just slowly killing off all the units and then it's going to kill off the mass extractors. So, a bit of an eco denial for a bit. This one down here gets a wee bit focused down. That was plenty of T1AA. Lobbing shells over. As long as it keeps moving, it should be okay. It's having some fun while this one is left behind to kill things. Right, Blue Link says need help. I don't think you need help so much just yet. It's mostly T1 down here. A few TT thrown in, so maybe not, but right here is an issue. But a destroyer is just slowly choking down these shields. because he wants to kill the tech launchers. More T2 aid have been thrown up. So T2 aid is a reasonable response to... Crab can kill 7 spiders underwater. Well, yeah. Crabs are big, crabs are tough, and crabs have really powerful torpedoes. Don't underestimate crab torpedoes. Those things do a lot of damage. More Percivals over here. Was that another drop? So some Percys have been dropped up into the mid. They're going to run around and have some fun, kill off some eco. Good for them. If they got over here, they could take out the HQ. That would be a great move, actually. Move on over. Shoot the factory. It dies. No more T2 Navy for FF, which is currently doing the issue. Those are tech missiles. Is he actually trying to tech the destroyer? Well, not trying. He's going to tech the destroyer. We're going to see that go pop. That's not normal. Killing T2 Navy with tech missiles. That's not normal at all. Oh, you're standing right beside it. Turn around and shoot. Turn around and shoot that. So standing right there. Come on. It's not to be. In comes some T2 units from FF. They are going to be enough to knock out this Percival. Is he going to get shot away? No, he changes his mind at the last moment. I thought he was going to face that and shoot at the factory, but instead decides not to. Shoot the factory, please. 2 more shots and it'll be gone. Will this Percy survive long enough? Or no, not with the destroyer there, not with the spam moving in. One more hey, what? Well, that did more damage, but he goes down. So factory survives on 1100 health. Not a huge amount. Bit of a standoff in the northern bonds. There's just some cruisers doing their thing with the tech missiles, and they will slowly whittle down these numbers. So I think Killzone needs to be a little bit more aggressive with his units. He has a decent amount. He has stealth. He has a large number of T2. There's only a single. No, there's 2. See the overlap. There it is. 2 bulwarks over there. T2. So really, I think he should rush. That's just me. I'm a bit newbie. That could be a bad idea. Alright, I hear Torp bombers. There they are. They have come through and they have killed the T2 HQ. So that's no more T2 Navy from FF. They could have gone for the commander who's sitting right in the water. I'd imagine they don't know. I imagine they maybe don't want to because full shear is on. As you can see here, we have full shear conditions. So if they killed FF, all that's going to happen is all this eco will go to somebody else, and then that's going to be bad. Tested Titans and Percys against experimentals. You think Titans are just better per mass cost? The problem with that is Titans have very short range. Right, that's another drop up onto the island from Deponi. A couple of Percivals just going to stand there and die. They didn't even shoot. Unusual. Anyways, T2 Transport having fun. Just going to kill off some units bit by bit. That's hilarious. Some anti-air around the place. I wonder if it's going to kill. Wow. Re-rank Medusa. And the transport's going to die. Okay. Navy all over on this pond, and you can see the Salems are doing good things to what's going on there. Because Roscoe's Navy moved in to try and kill some eco. They've been shooed away on the right pond, though. This is where the main battle is. We have a large number of T2, some T1 reinforcements coming in from FF. But mostly the T2 here. Has there been another factory moved to T2 yet? Well, no, there hasn't. All this one's starting to, but it's not done. That should no longer be able to produce T2 units. That was probably the last one it could make after, well, that got destroyed. If it builds another, I'm calling hacks. No, it has stopped. It cannot queue up anymore. So, once that's done, they can start building again, but right now they got nothing. Up in the top one, they're having a battle as well. Want to kill that mermaid. That goes down, there goes your stealth, and everything's going to be seen. That'd be a really good move, and absolutely help with intel. It's still there. 600 health, 60 health, one more buff, and the stealth goes, and everything can be seen. As T3 sonar up there, looking over the entire pond. But it has come at the cost of all these units moving well into range. The shield boats are no longer shielding anything, trying to move away, and he needs to keep going. Discovery of the decade. Surrounding a factory with 4 T3 T-Fabs, 4 T3 fabs remaining in place with 86% mass discount. Mother of God. Seriously? So this here, if instead of surrounding with power, you surround with mass fabs, 86, mother of God. I mean, it's risky, because if one of those goes up, everything's going up and you're losing your factory, but holy heck. It would have to, man. I can't see it not. Right down here we have T3. That is a battleship. And that is going to be lobbing its shots and destroying things very happily. The frigate launches itself from another stadium to try and keep it alive, but that doesn't work very long. That is going to go down on 100 health. I just can't see 86%. Without that being included, down goes the stealth ship, and everything here is now under serious threat. That battleship is just absolutely happily dominating the sea at the moment, and there's more on the way. So T3, Blue Links, and we have a new tech. Well, that's a T3 shift for Decapitator because he needs to. You've got battleships in the wood, you need your own, and we see here FF is doing exactly the same, getting some blue power right here and upgrading the factory. So it's going to be 2v1 for Blue Links. He's going to have some issues, and in the top pond, 2v1 again. Killzone has his units, but Black Skyline has turned up with the torpedo bombers to help thin out numbers. However, Deponi's jumped into the water, and that is a Neptune. We have what's a Neptune here for Rossico as well, so he was in the T3 game, and that might be a Neptune wreck actually. Yes, it is. So Rossico had a Neptune. I'm guessing that's what the torpedo bombers went and killed. He's got a second one back here though. So that looks like a T3 for in the water for Team 1, but no T3 in the water for Team 2 at this stage. Alright. Adjacency does give a discount, yes, but if you're telling me that surrounding it with that much mass reduces the cost of something from, say, I don't know, 500 mass to 50, that doesn't sound right. Don't think adjacency gives that much of a discount, because let's see here. So for example, let's have a look at this factory. So an ASF uses 1600 power, but when it's down to 400, that is a 75% discount. So that's 75%. That's fully ringed with T3. It could be close actually. Having a look at that, that could be close. Alright. I can see now why you really want to ring T3A factories with that. Killzone CC has no power. Well, why don't you try building some? Oh, there we go. On the way. On this side though, we have, this is slightly problematic for Blue Links. He is tipping an air swarm. There are a bunch of torpedo bombers, but now it's a bit of an air face-off. Up in the top pond, there's a lot of torpedo subs. They're having a really good go at the battlecruiser. Shield boat coming on over, gonna maybe help keep it alive for a little bit. Unless the battlecruiser moves out of the shields, question mark. A strange choice, but it's a choice nonetheless. Okay, we did not get the air fight that we were thinking would happen. There were two air groups in area, but they have dropped back. These battleships are getting work done. Ooh, a whole bunch of engines all dead at once from a single salvo. Great times. Of course, see, these scout aircraft from Blue Links are required because of things like this. Right there. Stealth. Cool. It has a stealth field so you can't see the Navy. Scouts make the Navy visible and so you can shoot at them. Could be used for quantum gates. Yeah, fair enough. And down goes the battlecruiser up here though. Has been a victim of all those torpedoes from the submarines, but there's more Neptunes in the region. Not looking great for Killzone. Does not have a lot of units left. Has a battleship coming out, but now his main advantage He has got stealth, but of course if you can see things, stealth doesn't do much. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 Neptunes against a single battleship. I don't think he's going to have a good time with that. So, who's working on the game meter? It's about that moment, 30 minutes into the game. Do we have anything? We have SMD going up for Rosigo, so he does not want to get killed by that. Just air. SMD is already loaded for Kinder Eagle, so he is well and happy, and more air going up down there. Anything interesting from Blue Lynx? Well, no, I think his main focus is definitely going to be Navy. Stay helping out there. About over here. Well, oh, there's our first experimental. It is in Atlantis. And it's going up pretty quickly, so that's going to be the first experiment of the game in Atlantis. And it's going to be a problem for Killzone. Let's see what's going on over here. Not a lot. That's a Fat Boy going up though. If that gets done, that can do some good damage to the Navy. And there goes the Atlantis finishing for the Pony, so good times there. Right, Battleship is coming out from FF. Yeah. Sweet, that will help out. Right, down here, well, we do have SMD for the Crapitator, so he is fine on that front as long as he's not stalling mass. So one thing to note, if you're not aware, if you are stalling mass, which he's not, which is good, though he is now, if you stall mass, these do not load. They will not load if you're stalling mass like this. They're the last thing that gets mass, so don't stall mass if you want to load your SMD. Same goes for a nuke. Nukes need mass to load. No mass, no nuke, no SMD. Alright, up here though, there's a lot of torp bombs coming over from Black Sky Lane. And Killzone is trying to get in. He's having problems with a 3 versus 1, which he kind of is. He's got his Navy. He's got Rosigo. He's got the Pony, and the air from Dekinder just came through and wiped everything, I guess. Over here, what do we have? Ooh, hello. Salvation has been started by Black Sky Lane, so that's not a bad shout. It has the range to reach everywhere across the map. Of course, it does need a lot of eco to build. Well, he's got a lot of eco. Have the most in the game? Well, he has 460. He does. He has the highest eco in the game by a, well, not a giant amount, but he still has the most, which is going to be good. Here's Neophyte, and that's going to be a significant loss for Black Sky. He does not have the ASF for this, and Dekinder is just going to romp all over those. Now he has not many left. Right, some torpedo bombers coming over from Kinder, and they're focused on, focused on the battle cruiser. Heavily damaged battle cruiser, and it goes down. Air comes in again, and is this going to be... Nope. Black Sky thinks maybe not. Though then he thinks maybe yes. And then he should be thinking maybe goddammit. Because his air has just got caught and it is being wiped. ASF's just falling out of the sky, and Dekinder has way more ASF. You stop and rebuild your forces and be on the defensive. Just pure and simple. Right, Battleship over here is sitting still, but it's taking a lot of fire from cruisers. It does have TMD, but not that much. As the missiles just simply come flying in, the Atlantis rolls on, and it doesn't roll. It just, no, what's the movement term for a submarine? Slinks on in? Slides on in? It doesn't roll, just sort of like, I guess it just moves on in. That'll do. I like for a specific term. Right, over here we have, that's not even an HQ, so we can't build anything once this dies. And I believe that's going to die pretty quickly. Up here we see Killzone. He is trying his best. That's a strange place to have an SMD. Right on the coast, you're really going to want to have to win Navy to keep that alive, because, well, his factory, and okay, Killzone decides to control K. He is not going to try anything further. He's control K out of the game. Decided he's done. I think he could have fought on a bit longer. He could have thrown down a support factory, and all this goes over to FF, who has finished the Fat Boy, just as we say it. And this can now rock on up and start laying waste to anything within range of a sizable rapid fire guns. Down here there are plenty of battleships from Decrepinator, so he's got a good defensive screen out there. However, still a huge amount from Blue Lynx as well, so fairly even in the Navy stage, and you can see so many scouts. I think that's a bit excessive. My word, is that excessive. Are these all? Here's 163, 185. Can you break the 200 mark in T1 scouts? 188. That's just excessive by anybody's standards. 193. Let's wait for some more to come off the line. There we go. Over 200 T1 scouts. And more are coming. Like, I know you're fighting against Cyber Navy, but my word, that's a wee bit excessive. Drop coming in, that's a couple of support commanders. I'm guessing they're going to flank on and start grabbing mass. Fatboy down here. Let's have a go at this Neptune egg. You can see the health just starts shredding off of that. Naval factories are not going to last long against any of that. Is that surfaced? That's an Atlantis on the surface. Why would you want to do that? But that the incoming Fatboy fire has been seen by Deponi, so he pops that underground, underwater, and it could no longer be fired upon. Fatboy is going to just start knocking all of this off. This is all going to want to stay out of range of that. Battleships do outrange the Fatboy. I think it's fairly similar for battle cruisers, though it should outrange those as well. It's going to have to keep moving because of all the tech missiles and stay out of range of battleships. Down here, frigates have pushed on in to try and find targets for these guys, but the stealth is well in favour, and all these scouts back here are pointless. They want to be streaming in so they can see everything. How's that salvation? Well, it's about 28% done, almost 30%. Good way to go. Let's see. Fatboy is sitting here still having fun. A whole line of T2 artillery planes. Now, they recently tweaked. Oh, Fatboy, don't sit there. We have some TMD, but not enough. Interestingly, they tweaked battleships to actually outrange T2 arty, at least not Aeon battleships. I think the Aeon battleships have the shortest range of them all, and can't actually outrange T2 arty. Have a check on that, sorry. It's no Aeon battleships I can check that with. That's alright. You know, these guys are here, they're going to lob their shells out. The tank missile defense is trying its best, but the missiles are going to get through. Simply not enough. And of course cruisers, oh, they outrange all of this. Up on the left, well, a lot going on. The right hand pond has kind of stalled. Blue Lynx has been making gradual progress inwards, just slowly taking over the pond, slowly moving in and sorting things out, but now facing stiff opposition 2 versus 1 because of course Mr. FF at the front there has extra eco. There we go. Fatty range 100. All battleships except for UEF 128. Okay, so only the UEF battleship can outrange T2 arty. I thought they'd done that for most of them. If you played Forged Alliance, because the units have been tweaked for that. Let me grab this guy. There we go. Alright, what is the range? Yeah. Battleship, trying to see the range is 128. What's the range for the Cybran one? Range is 128. Nope, looks like you are correct on that one, good sir. Yeah, Tempest has the longest range. Doesn't outrange UEF battleship? I find that hard to believe. Quite sure it did. Oh, UEF 150. If only we had an Aeon in the water to check. I may not have it in the water, but we do have these guys. Tempest. Range 150, my word, I honestly thought that it had more range. But there we go, today I learned. Alright, has been a drop here from Depony trying to get some... Well, Percival's are on the ground and I think they want to come and stop this from being built. Now the only issue with that is, well, there are support commanders, and support commanders, they can do a bit of damage. If the Percy's focused down though, they can kill these guys off pretty quickly. However, there are a bunch of them, and they have stopped. They changed their target. They could have killed that one, but I think the opponent just wants to get them in here under the shield and start shooting the Salvation. Not going to make it though. They are actually... Or will they? That's really close. Stopping just outside. There we go. Single shot onto the Salvation. Does nothing. Maybe it was still just outside. Either way, a few Percy's dropped down. They made it all the way in, which was great. A great drop, but couldn't quite get enough damage done to slow that down. So, 7% Salvation keeps on going. Navy on the right pond is looking pretty good for Blue Lynx now, because it seems that the T3 factory has disappeared for FF, so he can no longer build units into the water. Significant units anyway. He could pop out T1 if he really wanted, but they're not going to get a lot done. That boy is still moving around, just can't stop moving because of all these cruisers, and that is a giant air blob from Dekinder. What's he got now? 450 ASF, my god. 400 T1 air scouts from Blue Lynx. That is a bit of an overkill. 120 air and FF control case. He's had enough, he's not going to see this game out, and he is just going to kill himself off. And who's the eco going to go to is the important question, because it goes to Black Sky, which it has. Oh no, that's interesting. That could very much help with the speed of the 940 eco now. That boy's still rolling around. If he can, probably wants to bring that over to the left, owing to the fact there's a whole bunch of ground units causing problems. We can see Percy's have moved on up, a single silver from those two knock out a PD, which are focusing on the T1 arty for some reason. And we have support commanders have been dropped, I would wager. They're just in here, popped down some T1 PD, which are quite happily taking out basically everything. This T3 PGen is about to go. It's going to cause some issues. T2, boom, it goes and it kills, well, everything around it, including some of the T1 PD. Nice game. Right, Fat Boy needs to go further over to the left on the right hand side there. So many scouts. And Dekinder has built an experimental. What have you built? You've built an Awasa. Well, why not? You've got air control by the hugest margin. What's up to now? 500? And well, this nuke has been launched down here. Well, that's kind of pointless because he has got the that is not loaded. We saw this many moons ago. We saw this had been built, and we discussed how if you don't have mass income, if you have a stalling on mass, it will not load. Guess who's been stalling on mass this entire time and has not loaded his SMD? And yeah. Meantime, so this nuke, barring any SMD in here clipping it off, which there is none, is actually going to land. So I don't see another SMD around at all. Oh dear. Oh dear, you've stalled mass too long, my friend. And yep. Going to see this land, and it's going to attack at a whole lot of eco. A bunch of T3 mixers, a couple of T2 PGens, Maybe even the Quantum Gateway. Yes, it does. Down it goes. Kaboom. So much mess. So much eco. Decrepitator says, I swear that was loaded. It wasn't. It wasn't. There kind of is. However, the SMD and the new launcher are exempt from that. Like, they don't need a lot of mess to load. But yeah, those things you cannot store. Otherwise they simply do not load. Alright, do we actually have SMD? There we go. So 2 into that, all well and good. Scouts going over. Salvation is actually 84% done. This could be a game changer, but there's a lot of pressure coming over. There's a lot of pressure on the ground. Where's that fat boy? It is rolling its way back. If it can get back here, it can help kill off all of this, and that will be good times. T1 bombers are not the best choice to take out anti-air, although T1 artillery is a great choice. And the units are coming on over. Where was that? There it is. So there's the Awasa. There's the strategic bombers, so they are going in for the Salvation. Let's see how that goes. Really, you want to send in all this air first. It's basically disposable. Send your ASFs in first, clean out the air from Black Sky because he knows what's coming. No, he doesn't. Doesn't have intel, although now he sees all of that. That should be a massive alarm. Massive alarm bells. Indeed, the air comes over, so he knows something is up, and he brings them over to see what's going on. Well, there's strats. So he sees the strats, and we're going to see the air move on up. The WAS is right in the middle of all of that. Let's check this. Is the WAS gets sunk in one pass. Doesn't even get a bomb away. It goes down, it falls short. Well, it's going to kill a T2 shield gen, but that's about it. Otherwise, that was just a massive mass donation. What happened? Strats. I didn't see or hear the strats at all. Maybe because they flew over a bunch of SAM launchers and got absolutely demolished. Some broadswords along the way, but they're going to roll the same route, wander into range of some SAMs, and they will get taken down quite happily. Fat Boy needs to move this direction, needs to stop all this coming up, but that's going to be the Salvation completed. There's now a giant mass donation, so if he needs mass, it is right there on his doorstep. But looks like he's focusing on some T2PD. Well, kind of needs it. Wants to finish that. It's so close. Just get it finished, then focus on your PD, and you'll be a happy boy. Navy on the right is still holding. So Decrepitator, despite losing all his eco, despite not having SMD, is actually holding for now. Well, I think the excessive number of scouts, complete and utter waste. Where's that fat boy? Here it is, moving over, and the shells are coming along. Here's all the point of defense going up, and the Salvation is virtually done. Alright, now they can focus on a whole lot of PD, and their Salvation can get to work. Alright, Fat Boy is moving on over, and it's going to add its shells onto all this slot, which will be incredibly useful. Really good timing. Do we have a bunch of T1RD? We've got some Percivals in. Well, we know what happens to Percivals when they run into a bunch of SACUs, but SACUs with point defense, yeah. And Fat Boy lobbing shells over now as well. Those Percys are in for a bad time. Shells landing, shells exploding. Where is Salvation firing? Well, there's a shell, and I suspect it's going to go straight over here onto his opponent because there's just so much air he needs to stop. That was a support commander. Yes, it was. Just a support commander, nothing else. As Percivals come in, they do go down. Broadswords are overhead. They are taking out all sorts of things. Those are a massive issue because there's no anti-air. It's like a single T3 SAM over here that's left. The broadswords are going to have a great time killing things off. Down goes another SACU. And there's just far too many broadswords. And now another support commander drop from Depony. They really want to stop their Salvation, and they have the units to do it now. No anti-air. The shield's going to go down. Salvation's going to go down. Oh my god. Bunch of T1 Arty. That's hilarious. Let's check what the Salvation was doing before it died. Well, it was up here. It was killing off. Was it? Well, I think it was. Yep, it was getting through here. Those shields were not enough to keep up with it, and we can see the shells landing, but that is the end of the Salvation. Nothing doing there. Black Sky Control Cases come. He knows it's over. That was their last ditch effort to survive, but they needed more defense around us. Fatboy needed to get back there quicker. Needed a lot more anti-air because of that. So there we go. This is what the Salvation did up here, but the shells are still landing. Still doing damage. I think those are the last ones. Well, that's the last one. Look how much it's taken out. It would have been the game changer had they been able to keep it alive. Unfortunately, they could not. So now all we have left is... Well, I was going to say Decrepitator, but he's getting an upgrade on his comm teleporter, and that nuke is well within range to kill him. Everybody's got an experimental now. Another Fatboy. Have strategic subs. We have a nuke coming in there. We have an arse washer here from Blue Links. The only person, oh no, I was going to say the only person who doesn't have an experimental is the Kinderriegel because his arse washer died. But yes, he is the only one that doesn't have one. That nuke is going to be the end of it. Let's just watch everything go up in a blaze of glory. Yeah, but they're really good at taking down shields. Salvation's a fantasy set. Nuke! Kaboom! You heard Arsewasher. That is correct. I know that's not how it's spelled. It is Awasa, but it gets called the Arsewasher. Because that's what it gets called. But there we go, game over, and that was a solid performance from Team 1. I feel like maybe if there hadn't been a couple of control Ks over here and here, that if they had a focus and helped delay all this kind of thing, the land invasion more, then their Salvation finishing could have been a much more dangerous thing because wouldn't have had to focus on so many different areas. But so much air from the Kinderriegel. So much air, just absolutely dominated the air game, and that is all she wrote. Okay. Now then, time to try and find some games. Right. Right. Cool. Let's see what games are up. Yeah, Gap. Random. No. That's an adaptive. Oh dear. I don't want to get into that game. I would probably waste my time. But we'll see if it'll go. It has 11 players. I'll jump on in and find out if they'll let me stay. A few Russians in there, see. Alright, Rice, no worries, mate. You have yourself a good rest. Take care, take it easy. And I'll see you another time. Where am I? Well, I'm here. I'm in, I'm mixed. I break this balance. Oof, no. Someone else get in. I'll break this balance easily. Yeah, that's just no. No. That was horrible. Sorry, I couldn't see the games played. Like there were a couple of 900s in there, but I didn't realize they were still grey with fuck all games. That was just game breaking. 100% game breaking balance. Depony, yes I do. I export these to YouTube. Yeah, or, you know, I keep VODs around for a couple of weeks, but they get exported to YouTube and you can watch them afterwards. Did we win? Like you don't know if you won or not. Wait. Let's see. Oh, maybe this one. A little bit more around my ranking. If you want a link to my YouTube channel, it's in my description. Hello, boys. Sip. Ah. Retard host. Stack team 1. Alright, let's leave that game then. Doesn't want me playing. Play too many settings. Well, yeah, fair enough. I guess if you keep playing them, they will just blur into one. You've got no idea what goes on. Let's see. So that's 2 games I could not play. Don't want to touch that one. Maybe. Definitely not playing an Astro, because fuck Astro. Intend to paste it regularly. Well, no, it's just sitting down there. Enjoying it. Ladder match, maybe? No. That's not going to take off. Videos of this cast. Wow, really? It's already there. VOD's already loading. Fantastic. Yay. I'm going to... I mean, I kind of want to play a gap game because I can just switch my brain off and play it. But I don't know if I really want to do that. Fine. We'll we'll see if we can get ladder games. A few people in the queue now. We'll tick on and go for a run on that and fail miserably is the usual way it goes. Yeah, having to focus. Alright, I might as well do it. 10 seconds to see a full match. About time to grab a quick little drink from my little tiny bottle of Coke. Honestly, I've never seen such a diminutive bottle of Coke. Like, it's a plastic bottle and it's like the size of my hand. Tiny. Alrighty, we have a match, we have a game. Watch me fail ladders. Waiting for the game to load apparently. Here we go. I don't even know what the ladder pool is. Like, I have no idea. Zero idea. Oh my lord, what is this? This is a tiny 5x5 by the look of it. Yes indeed, can I get double adjacency anywhere I can? Grab that. I'll walk on down. This is going to be NG. Let's go at NG. Mantis NG. Okay. So, this is very much going to be a T1 spam match. Factory with a double adjacency on there. I will get that going, get my power up as quick as possible, get some raiding going. And, oh, it's a random gen map. I didn't even realize. Okay. I like. Come down here, you're going to build that. Then you're going to T1 power all day. Why are you walking? Get that, then get that. You are going to actually just help him. We need our power up as soon as possible. Alright, lab for the run. It's going to go up this way. Going to assist. Right, you after this. Another land factory. Then another one. Going to be expansionistic. See that up there. And you're going to be pure combat. your constant reclaim. You're going to protect him. You're going to loiter up here and hopefully catch a solar energy that comes along. Stalling power. Not a good plan. Let's pause on that. Next energy out is going to actually build that. In that direction. Okay, we have mass. Okay, stalling on mass. Good. Down here, start the quick reclaim. Okay, you're going to move up here. Going to protect him. You're going to assist that. Energy dodge. How's your micro? Mine's better. Yeah, shoot. Alright, you come down there, and that's obviously the direction you're planning to go in. Com, move to the front. What are you doing? Yeah, silly thing. Next engineer out, we want some more. More spam. You. That's cool. Dead there. You move away. More fighting. Excelente. Well, you killed Ninja, that's fine. I can rebuild with that guy. Here, you move up. You move up, you radar. Yeah, I know. There is fighting going on. Here's a large force. Com's gonna move on down. I need you to slap down the radar. There. To raid. Cool. You do that. Radar goes up, I will be good. Come on, move on down. That will be a com up that way, I'd imagine. Or it could be an engineer, we'll go say hi. Ah, shit. This ain't good. That is a com. Right, which means we can just do that. This guy has expanded way faster than me. Also in a direction I didn't think he would go. So we have to raid. Yeah, he's won this. Where's my com? Walking up this way. Right. Cool. You and you come back. Start building power down this way. One up front. You guys keep moving. When raid, I'll give you a rating. There. Come back. And you raid. Okay. Well, don't think we're awful off. You do that.
Commander under attack.
Okay. This guy is doing a lot better than me. No surprise. Told you I was going to do a bit up. We have got radar, so we're not completely awful. Alright, you lot move back. Build that. Build that. Let's go build that. Run away. Going to send these up that way. Move off. Of course he knows which one my commander is. That's fine. I think I need to gun upgrade. Don't really have the eco for it. But gonna need to. Go. assist. Grab all that. Bed on down. Alright, team just come back in here, go kill. Yeah, you're not finishing that off, not this time. Then you can murder that. You go here. Start your reclaim. I need some more mass. And there goes the raid on that side again. Guys, finish that. Then that. Okay. I need an air factory. I need to see what this guy's doing. Oh, I see. He's pushing both ways. Alright. And I absolutely to complete. Pause all of you. I need that upgrade. Yeah, he's just got far too much on me right now. Don't even know if that's going to complete. I think I'm going to have to yep.
Commander under attack.
There we go.
System enabled.
That's exactly what we needed. Keep those guys down there. I can at least shoot his comm away.
Commander under attack.
Yep, there we go. That's fine, it's expected.
Commander under attack.
The slot back. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Get a little more of that. You get some more eco. Go. Okay. What's he doing? Well, he is T1 spamming it as well, so that's fine. You guys, more spam. Good radar.
System enabled.
He does have a lot of units, so I do want to be cautious, and he's getting an upgrade on his comm. Okay, cool. Great, fantastic. Just what I don't want to see, but it's what I need to happen.
System enabled.
Why can't I see that? It's on the edge of the radar. Radio. Yep, another one here. I know his comm's getting an upgrade, and I don't know why I can't see with that radar.
System enabled.
If I can catch his commander on the upgrade, I might be okay. Let's go for the draw.
Commander under attack.
It's about all I've got. I don't have enough. I'll throw out the GGs. That's me done.
System enabled. Commander under attack.
Oh, come on, shoot the commander. me just completely outdid me that game. Man, I thought I was doing alright, but apparently I wasn't. Ah well. Them's the breaks, that's me lettering. I'm not worth my rating. Let's check out the scores and see how it was. So yeah, but just there he got ahead and stayed ahead the entire way. I do, but I don't know, kinda don't use it. Let's see. Okay. Let's have a look here. We have another gap, we have a Russian party. Psst. Have a fucking Thermo. What a boring guy could play Thermo. Let's see. We have settings and we have... Ah, here we go. Let's join the real Metri. Even in chat. Well, hello there.
Group form.
Oh,
How we doing?
you alright?
Interesting looking map.
Wish these fucking Aussies would get on earlier.
I know, right? I mean, it's what, 8 PM for them?
Mm.
Yeah. Melanoid, yes, I've tested Nomads. It's a good... They're not an awful faction. No, not my favourite. Maybe because I haven't played them much, but yeah,
Group
not so good.
form.
Not very good with them. That should be an interesting mix of people. I feel like I'm going to be underrated here. Here's 3 mix hydro. Righty. Yeah, so Nomads are right as a faction. Like, they've got, you know, their good points and bad points, and you know, they've got some very different units, like their T1 artillery. So the arty is also anti-air. They have a T1 sniper unit, like a tank killer, and they just got some different, but also weird. Oh yeah, the combo with the speed upgrade is just mental. I can get in and out of trouble. It's incredible. So yeah, they have a very strong early game comm, absolutely. It's definitely well worth the upgrade to get. If you don't get the speed upgrade on your comm, you're doing it wrong, basically. Alright. See if we can get some more people into this. Hopefully. We have got 5 people in here. Could be a high ranked game, which I'm sure I won't be awful at. Come along. 4 people.
Group form.
Hey, we have 6. We can get 2 more, we can do a 4 vs 4.
Group form.
Hey, somebody with my own ranking. How's your CPU? Nice. Hey.
Group form.
Oh, look at these 2 guys. Nope, just ladder. Not going random faction. Absolutely ruining it.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Stick. How you doing?
good, New Zealand friends? How are you guys?
Been waiting for ages for you guys to turn up. Jesus. Fucking Ryfun doesn't know how to go random.
Is the game full?
Nope, nope. 2 spots left.
I can join, but it just stuck on the Monix.
No downloading the map or anything. Are you having a problem connecting to someone maybe? Like, it keeps saying connecting, but not succeeding.
Group formed.
Oh, and Box is in.
Group formed.
And Riot's in. Okay, now it's full. Sorry, it literally just filled up. Are you still wanting to play? Because you were trying to connect first. Ryfan's asking.
I'm trying now, it says connecting.
Nah. Unfortunate.
No, it says connecting, I don't know.
Oh, that's right, Melano. Everybody has to start somewhere. I mean, if you're playing and you enjoy the game, who really cares about rating? I don't that much. Let's do this game.
Cool.
Yeah. No, we've launched. We are live.
I'll put the game up. Next game.
Next game. Hopefully by the end there'll be a few more people on. Oh man. Can't build. Yeah, if he can't build, that's going to be a problem. Click your comma right tab. What's right tab? Hmm.
Deck.
That is his name, don't wear it out.
Acid, shut the fuck up and talk to Stack.
Is it actually his name?
Yeah.
It's close enough.
I prefer his real name, but we don't.
We don't talk about that here. Jesus Christ.
Satan, all hail Satan. Oh god, I had my last uni class, and in the last class, we ended up starting to drink, and I polished off half a bottle of Makers. Well, I've actually finished my bottle of Makers.
Oh dear.
So, what game we playing? Whose team am I going to severely handicap?
I think you have
Mine.
a very
Mine.
big problems with the alcohol.
Hey, I don't judge you. You don't judge me.
But what if we
Judging,
want to judge you?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, what if we want to judge you?
Alright,
Like,
alright. Sorry.
come on.
We're all doing the mistakes, Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
One is ideal.
Ooh, that's the commander. Right.
I'm trying to judge.
Kill the NG. Excellent. Oops. You want that? Why do I hear bombers? Oh, because that's right. I don't know.
Alright. You can join.
Yeah, no, it says connecting ...
Which game are you trying to connect to?
Stacks.
Mine.
Ah, right.
Priority one.
There's probably... I have some kind of issues.
Well, we know, but
Look, my mom, she dropped me when I was a baby.
We know these things. However, we don't judge.
well, we don't judge
Game
yet.
after game. I'll tell you also want to try to try. Try to choose the game.
Trying.
Oh, Mace is a premium right here.
Maybe because I'm playing Stellaris?
Probably. Do you want to play a campaign game instead of?
Ooh, campaign.
You want it?
Okay, putting the game up again. Can you please try again?
Staircase connection issues.
It says you're offline.
Try again.
Wait,
No,
what?
it says you are offline.
That seems weird.
My friends, you are offline.
Try again.
I'll fucking read that.
No, the motto is try again. That's all it is.
System enabled.
Oh, good. He's on an upgrade.
Commander under attack. System innate. Commander under attack.
That's your game, Step.
System innate. Commander under attack.
You know, I forget about Zoe's. Absolutely. Yay.
Stack your game. Okay, I've created a
Do-do-do. Oopsie. I just killed his naval factory. What a shame. Oh, he managed to get a sub out. Okay. Oopsie.
You guys gonna join? Acid?
I am in a game.
Ah, you don't need to stay in the game. Nobby, you jumped in my co-op, yeah?
Yes, I have to stay in the game.
Yep.
That's a bad idea. Let's not do that. So I guess the question is, how long until he realizes I've got Artie in his base? apparently a while.
Commander under attack. System enabled. System enabled. Commander under attack. System enabled. Commander under attack.
Nice. Oh shit, it's full shear.
Get in there and destroy bases then.
Or that's just Boxer being Boxer. Nope, that's Boxer being Boxer. Right. I take that back. It's not full shear.
It is full shear.
It is? Ah,
Confirmed.
god damn it. Right, I see. Okay. This calls for. Wow, T3, yeah. Both parties. Ooh, what happened there? Boxes behind. That's unusual. Is he still? Boomeroo. Oh dear. Game gone. Boxer is gone.
You gonna pump those cruisers, eh?
Yeah, might as well. I mean,
That will make a big difference if you do.
I see no reason to do anything else. Also, having a whole lot of cruisers in the top pond will stop any skirting going on that way. Let's see. Is this Boxer? I think it's Boxer.
Yeah, but it seems to only be to right.
Boxer, us to right. I mean, I see him behind one, but as you see it to right, where the connection is. I don't see Boxer talking. Is he doing his AFK thing? Please tell me he hasn't crashed the game. Still in the Discord. Yeah, they're lost to each other.
Yep.
Yeah, shit, they're both on the other team. Fergus. Why Fergus?
I'm connected to him.
Oh, now some girls left. And he's gone. Well, that puts some extra problems on. Well, they're going to be down. Oh, who left? Both of them left. Oh, shit. Did they actually both leave? Good luck playing. Shit. He proper fucked. Oh my word. Nice. So keep going on that. Yeah, here comes the cruiser. Two going. What are we laughing at over there? Oh, GC. Ooh, GC. Mind yourself there, Fergus.
He just bugged out to a Russian.
That was a really weird game. It started out pretty good, but
That's almost over.
that's over.
It is over.
Hooray!
Hooray, says Millen.
Yay!
Why does he say hooray? What are you waiting for?
Well, start a new game.
Start a new game.
Yeah.
I didn't host it. Who hosted that? Ryfin?
Matry.
battery. It was looking like it was going to be a good game till Boxer lost to Riot, and then they both left at the same time instead of one just leaving, and then somebody else control Cade on their team. It's like 3 people left at once. It's like, yeah, that's the end of that game.
Nasimka left before they decided who was going to leave, and then
Yeah.
both of them left at the same time. And
Are you guys still,
It was hilarious. It
one
wasn't.
guy was left on their team.
Yeah.
are you guys still looking for a match, or are you in a game?
Oh, we just finished.
I just found a match.
I
Do-
just found a match too.
Ah, okay. I was about to
Why
say,
did Riot Smurf check Zoc?
What?
Matry's left the game.
do you guys want to jump into a co-op?
Nah.
A co-op?
I haven't got time for co-ops.
Time for that?
Fine. Be like that, Arsenal.
What's the Why would you do co-op? Sorry, I'm just... What? In the point of...
Better than saying coop.
Yeah, better than saying
what do I-
Oh, it's back up, it's back up. Here we go. Oh mate, right. Why is he Smurf checking Zoc? I don't know.
who's Smurf checking who? How can you tell?
Right, I just moved chickens. That's
Says
in
it
the
in
in the AODS chat.
Group formed.
And then
Group
Comrade
formed.
Yatlov said Splooge, Discord link don't work no more. I assume it does, but anyway. And then a large girl said, Faf Discord is garbage anyway.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
it's based in truth.
Well, then again, the splooge was like an hour after the Zoc Smurf check.
It was.
Wowza.
And then Comrade Dyatlov from Australia said, I'll forget about it then. And so we
Yeah.
all forgot about it.
Forgot about what?
Oh, that's right. Oh, no,
Eh? Eh?
What would we do if we didn't have you to read the chat to us?
Read it ourselves?
Probably wear yourself out, yeah, reading it yourself.
I mean, jeez.
How would we keep up with current events?
Yeah, that's why I'm here, man. That's why I'm here.
I keep up with current events by learning about it from other people. When they tell me, oh, did you hear about such and such? I'm like, no. Then they tell me stuff, so I learn.
Things happen.
Yeah, who would have thunk things actually happen in the world?
Group formed.
Right here, 1300. Is that you went up or back down?
Back down.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
I survived longer than you.
Australia. Yeah.
I'm still
Oh, you're still up there. Oh, man, after that fucking game last night, bloody the pony and gingerbread just like did nothing all game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of sat back. I think they thought I was going to win it, but then I died and it wasn't full share.
Oh, shit. They're like, oh, bugger, we have
I
to
was
play.
the only one on our team that was doing anything offensive.
Well, you are quite offensive.
Yes.
I am very. Australians, New Zealanders, and a bloody Neanderthal.
End of all. This is a interesting looking map.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of hard to figure out the
I've got it figured. And it's
what
just
the
fucking-
lanes. It's pretty
Lane.
fucked. Like,
There's no lanes.
not really, eh?
There's
It's-
a lane and then there's just a fucking all-in brawl. Four comms to mid and the flank comm goes up and secures the top corner.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And those four comms mid just keep going.
And they just but who goes to the under with the reclaimers?
Couple of first NGs. Sounds good.
Just need 2 more.
go.
How long do we sit and wait for another 2 players? Or do we 4v4? What the fuck, Merlin?
Group formed.
Macquarie Fields is like a mad shithole. It's like a breeding ground for
Form.
criminals. Like a starting.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Nasimka, the guy who raged out.
It is. Well, no. See, he knows what I'm talking about. That they, the bloody river runs through it. George's River runs down like along the side of it.
Yeah.
It's got like a beach on the river.
Sounds dodgy.
Barefoot. Nah, so like on the inside corner of the river is like just a massive sandbank.
Yeah.
And it's pretty like it's heaps nice there. You just got to drive through fucking housing commission homes and shit to get there.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you get there early enough, it's not bad. And then the riffraff starts showing up about like 10. And when I say riffraff, it's like the sort of chicks that wear fucking like wife beaters and fucking singlets and have a durry in their mouth and a VB can in their hand when they go for a swim, and they're fucking.
And they really shouldn't be wearing that.
Partners are just sat on a tiny ass chair, and the 2 fucking fat 4, and they sit back already drunk at 9 in the morning, and don't go in the water, and they just sit there yelling at the kids and going, "Ah, fucking little cunts!" And it's wonderful.
Yeah. Sounds fantastic.
There's some nice people there. I took the kids there a little while ago, like
And you were one
after
of them?
breakfast.
No,
Yeah.
Merlin was not one of them.
No, I mean one of the people on the beach then.
Nah, I was the drunk chick in the water with a can of VB.
Yelling
no,
at
it
you.
was-
What's up, you
Yeah.
at?"
It was
I've
nice.
heard you yell at your kids.
Yes. No, it was good until like people showed up, but like they're just derros, that's all. They're not like all the fucking crimson druggos is like passed out and shit. They haven't woken up yet.
Yeah.
All the crims are at the fucking shops stealing shit. But yeah,
Fucking hell.
like it's a nice spot.
You're really selling it, you know that?
It's just nah. It's a shame other people.
Wilson, you're going to X, or you're going to sit there with your thumb up your ass?
Fucking him and Haza.
Do what you're good at, I suppose.
Dear, oh dear.
It's like one of those games where like you click on a button to turn it on, and like 2 or 3 others randomly turn off, and then you're like, fuck, okay, I X that person up, but like
Oh,
unex.
fuck, I hate those
Then you
games.
click on one of them, and it like unexes a whole bunch of others, and then you click on some of them, and some X, and then some don't.
I know the games to talk about, those puzzle games.
Yeah, yeah. So shit. Oh, I was gonna say, why did I always think Haza was a Russian? Surely he was.
Don't know.
No, that might be Herza. Yeah. Fuck it.
Who's it? No,
All these bloody Russians.
all these friggin' noobs. You know, Haz noob, you got
I
you know, Tree Folk noob, you got Swaffle noob, you got. Oh, fuck, there's so many noobs in the tournament I casted.
Haza. Banani, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, Banani.
Yeah, I think he was like Herza noob at some point.
No, fair enough.
Maybe. Definitely still works.
Wilson!
100% Angel.
Ooh, Hazarix is up. Just in time. Wilson does not. Last guy got on the song for teacher. Oh, fucking hell. I've read the story on how World War 1 started. It's just like, What?
I'm just hanging shit on Angel at the moment. In Aeolus.
Wait, what? Why is Zeph gone to... Wasn't Zeph here first though? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but Natri's not a fan, I don't think.
So, you could say Zeph priority, I guess.
I hope I'm on like no one else's team that's on voice. So I can sit here and like, blame everyone else the whole game.
Don't you do that anyway?
I do, but then everyone else feels bad. Oh, 3 of us are on the same team. How cool is that? So good.
Not very cool.
Feel chummy and shit.
Let's gang up on Boxer and Alfie. Let's do
Yeah, let's do it. What am I? There. So, it's the 3 of us up front. Let's fucking go mid. Let's do it.
What are we doing? The mid rush?
Yeah. I better queue up.
Wait, so we're actually all... Oh fuck, we are. We're all on the same team.
Fergus.
Yep.
Your factory built late.
Did it?
Totes unacceptable.
Shocking.
Alright, yeah, like, as in, comms mid, but get some fucking units and shit going first.
Yeah, definitely gonna need it.
Shit, I need to queue up more stuff. I'm gonna go second air. Oh, okay, I'll drop back.
You're gonna what now?
I'm gonna drop rear, because I don't have a lot of expansion mexes. Like, I'm really pushing in front of you guys to get mexes.
Yep.
Okay. Let's get up there. Excellent, he's going air, good for him.
Nice.
And now I've got no E. Can I get E, please?
E for Millen. I can drop you a tad.
Nice. Cheers. Rush that bomber out.
I suppose an air factory might be a good idea.
Alright, my comm is going forward now.
Okay.
Watch this shizzle.
Yeah, my comms.
Curiously, they haven't gone for their reclaim yet.
That's good.
Longer it delays, the better off we are.
Yeah.
You got your come up.
Yeah, it's coming now, man.
Oh, he's
Trying
done
to
it.
get that air factory going.
There's a drop.
think.
It had some labs on
Where?
it, so on the
Where?
on the field. Sorry,
Ah.
the mass field. Don't worry about it. It's not a
All right.
yeah.
One of you want to go and upgrade or something?
I need you down here, Millen.
Okay.
Come south when you come.
Oh, ooh, wait. I thought you were grey. You coming?
No, I'm grey. I'm good.
I know that now.
Right, I'm gonna upgrade. I got 2 golems in front of me. Well, one's on an upgrade.
Oh, you did too? Okay. Fergus is 1-on-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push him pretty hard.
Bomber on me.
I know. Do you need any? Yeah, I'll give you some mass.
Oh shit! Thanks for the mass. You just east-orbed me.
Ah, excellent. That was the main objective. Alright,
Thanks,
so I've
hugely.
drawn them away a little bit.
Kind of didn't want to east-orb because radar's my jam. Okay, so Haza has left in front of me. I now am facing just 1 com.
Okay.
So com over there.
Okay, so it's going to be a bit difficult.
Yep.
Okay, better get my com back. Now I'm e-stalling, I don't know why.
You're restalling because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, like it's. Okay, whatever. Oh, now what's going on?
Ooh. Don't like
We
that.
got from Matry.
That ain't good.
Matry to Simca, I think.
Is it?
Enabled.
I think so.
If you're getting pushed by stick, by the way.
Who is? You.
You are.
Oh. Ah. That's deck. Okay, yeah, cheers.
That's right, I'm pushing up on his front
Yeah,
eco,
yeah,
so I'm sure he'll drop back. Load of units there.
System enabled.
Summon Fergus. This is actually pretty bad though, hey? Like, ping-wise.
Yeah.
System enabled.
Right, well I've distracted the stack if you want to just roll hard. But, you know, paying attention to your flank.
Yeah, I've got some
Now I
red
gotta get
arrow.
back. Now I gotta get back.
Hey, do you want me to see my units over?
Yeah,
I'll just cut off his supply a bit.
because I'm getting pumped. Fergus, maybe bring your units across.
Yes, second com coming your way, by the way. That is Elfie.
Yep, that's alright, I'm falling back.
I can't afford to bring my units.
Yeah. But,
Okay,
just don't
I've
get
made
in
him
my way,
rethink.
'cause
I've made him
I am
rethink.
falling back.
Yep.
System enabled.
Get some PD going. Alright.
Okay, I think that's 2 comms together right here.
Okay, I need max upgrade.
Commander under
Yep.
attack.
Yeah, just be real careful with the pushing.
Yep. No, I'm just...
Fergus is doing alright down there.
System enabled.
I think Steck might have gun.
Oh, he does. I saw him upgrading it before.
Yep.
100% he's got a gun. That's right, so do I.
Excellent.
Just some kids upgrading. I need an upgrade.
Yeah, just pump an upgrade now. I'm just ecoing at the moment.
Um,
'cause I had none. Oh no, go to bed.
Might need support. Yeah, 2 comms on me, 2 comms.
Yep. Just, yeah, holy hell.
I have to run.
Just don't get your army in the way of your con.
Commander under
And
attack.
No.
bring your army back, don't lose it.
E, please.
Or...
No, sure.
Right, that is my comm out of the game for a little bit.
E.
Yep. I'm giving you all I got.
Sorry, here's some more.
Alright, now I gotta get my units out because they're done. So
Yes.
we've got 4 comms in front of us.
Yep.
Commander under attack.
Finished. So I'm gonna put down some GTPD very shortly. In about a minute.
About a minute.
Yeah. Not as very shortly as I would have hoped.
No. Ah, he's just about the way my forces.
Commander under attack.
He's a freaking game on Guncom.
Yeah, just stay back, man. He's got T2 with him as well.
Yep.
Can I get E as many ones, please?
I don't have any left. He's pushing me.
I think I'm dead.
Yeah, I think bloody Acid's gonna die too. See, this is, remember what I said when I said all comps should push the bottom? I was
Yep.
wrong. Come on. If I can get a mass dump, I'll get T2PD up.
I got a tiny bit for you.
Yeah. Thank you, that'll...
Actually, I
okay,
might have him.
second one's going up. Oh yeah, where's your comp? Is he out of there?
Yep.
Oh yeah, he is too. I don't know if he's in because of a worthy kill, but anyway, we'll take what we can get.
That was fucking close. I was under 1,000.
Probably worth doing that because he would have had upgrades.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna have to form my comm back because I can't set up the frontier with this.
Yeah, do it. If you want, just if you need to, come down to where I am because I have T2PD.
No, I'll be okay from there. Gonna keep my units in proximity. If I can roll out some of my own T2.
If you keep feeding me mass, I can keep building T2PD just to cut your
Yeah.
side off.
I haven't got a lot, but yeah.
So any more mass? Oh, that's I see it.
Yep.
I used it all too quickly.
I need AA on my side. That here is concerned.
Thank Okay, I have inties. I got 18 inties, but just bring your combat man and get
I need to use my com to fend off this.
yeah, I know. Just get some like T1AA.
I've got some T2 engines.
Ah, excellent.
If you could just get rid of those bombers.
Yep, I'm doing. Alright, so I think acid's safe for now.
For now, yep.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Fergus, you're going to get pushed from red, so just bring your combat man.
Uh,
Definitely.
yeah, Red's
Oh,
pushing
he's
away.
got T2. Fuck.
Yeah, no, bring your combat. You've got 3 comms coming for you.
I'm gonna get trashed.
Yeah, just run, man. Just run. Because I am coming across in support.
Keep that PD building up. That'll
Yeah,
cut them off.
I am. I just need mass for it.
Is it PD creep time or something? Thanks.
Deck's taking a beating.
Playing has done good though.
There's Nothers around as well. I do have an AA in the middle, but yeah. not a
I'm
lot.
building some flak out of my factory. What's not upgraded?
Fergus T2 on you. Watch your flanks. Or flank.
I hear TMD.
What the fuck's he on about?
Oh, he's saying you can't hold against that as well. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, we did have 4 comms in front of us.
Yep. I basically need to put pressure on him. Keep these units here. Raid!
Alright, let's stop that.
Oh, that's a com? Oh no, it's T2. That should be alright.
Should be right.
Maybe. Oh, no, there is a com.
Harzer got stupid old mate stuff.
Oh, be careful, Fergus.
No, I'm getting TML'd now. MML'd, I mean.
Yay, emails. Fun times.
Or you might need units, acid. All of the units, Dex building up in front of you.
Yeah, I see it.
And if you can't pressure him, Herzer might run over me and Fergus.
Yep.
Although Fergus is doing some good work. I don't have a lot of NTs either.
CMMLs are pissing me off though.
Yeah, wouldn't they just?
Yeah.
Yep, I see the shift towards you, Mullen.
Yep. That's what I was worried about.
Yep.
Keep your units up there. I should be able to hold just...
Yeah, I'm just sort of posturing. If I move around, it's going to make him...
It's all scary. I need fucking T3 maxes.
Don't we all?
T3 maxes, I can get T3 land because I haven't built T2 land because I've built T2 PD. Okay, snipers.
Sniper bots. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Do a T2 artillery. T2 artillery.
I have a T2 it's going to be in range of it if it stays there. It's just about done.
I can't really afford a T2 arty.
I can. When it's done.
Yeah, that'd be very nice.
Where's it gone though? It's off radar. Did it wander into range of your PD?
I doubt it. Might have.
I think it did. It's gone.
Yeah, can't see it.
The sniper did, yeah.
Yeah. He's big.
How foolish. Alright.
There's another sniper out right there.
It is outside my ID range.
Can either of you build snipers?
If you can't meet a G3.
No.
I can't anyway because I'm not on friction.
Wait, Ravagers outrange them, don't they?
Yes. Strat.
Oh, fuck.
Choice.
Well, his ASF's all the way over on the other side of the map. Oh, he didn't drop. He didn't drop.
The loops.
So you might want to shield up some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, their snipers are hurting your front there.
Yeah, they are, man.
Just a shame they're not moving into range of my artillery.
everything is fucked.
Yep. She is a bad bottom or she has a bad bottom?
Oh, both. Both 100%.
Right.
I can't even fucking push to stop the MML. This is bad. Alright, front line's collapsed. Burgers are kinda gonna get cut off.
I'm going to have to move over to that. Cool. There is stick moving on me. Oh no, he stopped. I'm okay with this.
Burgers, you're gonna get sniped very shortly.
Can you spot the sniper ones?
Ah, don't do it there, you dickhead. He built a nuke.
I'm sorry, what?
Another strat.
Jesus. Why didn't he just build
Fuck's
a
sake.
yeah, what's with the fucking air? Oh, he doesn't have enough anyway. Yeah, out there.
Yeah, undead.
Yeah. Yeah, we weren't gonna hold, man.
Yeah, but I've got nowhere to fall back to, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm saying we weren't gonna hold anyway. Like with the 4 comms and, 3 armies, and then with 4 armies.
Yep.
Yep. Who do we have? We had Herza, Simka, Alfie, and Stek. All but Boxer.
I don't think I opted very well, I'm gonna say.
If you can hold their Metries, clear the top, so...
It's
yeah,
a big
but
if.
holding's not likely.
T2 RD.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to T3 on the comm so I can get some sand. And,
Yeah.
not much to do about it. Keep those fellas there.
Much to do about nothing. Right.
You're gonna need defenses soon.
Like, now?
I was just so worried about the fucking snipers. Oh, God.
Build 2-1. 2-1.
Shit.
Yeah, so you're right at this point. Push.
Ryfin needs to push,
Yeah.
actually.
Gonna say, what the fuck is he on about?
He's telling me to push. I'll be pushing into T2 armies and dying horribly.
Hooray! I got a Percy just as my shield went down.
Handy.
And they're killing my shield. God damn.
I hear that strat.
Oh, it's a fucking shield disruptor.
Oh, one of those annoying things.
Pull your Percy back. He's just
Yeah, I wanted the shield disruptor dead, that's all.
get some NGs on that mass field.
Yeah, on that as we speak. Let's get Sam up again. Oh, I didn't lose me T3 Maxes. Hooray! And I've got 2 of them exposed.
Do-do-do. Not looking good here.
Nope. Any E, please?
E for Millen, I can spare a smidge.
Thank you. Get my T2 P10 done.
And then I realised that's put me in negative power.
Good enough.
Whoops.
Well, I've got 2 Sams up at least. That's pretty good.
Okay, I'm still on power now.
It's enough Arlene for now, Millen.
Yeah, I'm just really worried about when they come back. But yeah, not.
Build more when they come back.
Yeah. I might just eco now and then maybe go for Fatty.
Oh, just when you finish some power, because I've suddenly got overflow.
Excellent.
Ah, GC.
Yeah, it was pinged a little while ago.
Yeah, that's just the way it's moving.
So don't do that. How about a line of Ravages, hey?
Yeah.
It's coming at your front line.
Yeah.
Get your T1 away from there.
I figured it would.
You'll only feed it.
Oh no, my T1's moving.
Fire your Artie at stick shit coming.
So how's that new gun?
Who's got it?
Pink, purple, purple.
Oh, he's 3/4 on a GC2, so
Yeah. Bring your army back at you.
Strategic launch detected.
Yep. Well, that's nice.
oh nice.
Yeah, very nice.
shielded it. Prick.
Get your Percy's on that GC line.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort of flank.
There's no
Ah, of course it's bullshit.
security.
But I forgot.
Get your combat acid.
Yes, run acid, run.
I don't really think... I think it's a moot point about now.
Run, man. I've got Ravages like at my base,
Yep.
and I'm focusing down the GC now. It's gonna die.
We got a GC coming in. So
Good. Yeah, Ravages. kick
it
on.
might take out acid space, but not much further than that.
Right, rebuild.
Yep. Oh, it's running
It'll be a
away.
nice mess field.
Yeah, now that he's getting into the Ravages. Yeah.
Keep following those snipers. Sweet.
Just jump under the shield acid.
My shields are okay.
Ah, yeah, under someone's shield.
Get a Omni up.
I think we do. Oh, no, we don't.
Nah, mine died.
I can't afford one at the moment.
Oh, purple's power stalling, that's why.
I'm not. Don't have these.
Oh, he's
Metry's
Don't know.
got a,
we don't have air, do we?
not really. It's not that we don't have it. Metry's got a fat boy pushing door,
Yeah, yeah. I saw him build that.
but he's losing the radar, so
No.
it's targeting his ship. You might need a build. Oh, why is he pushing that GC in?
I don't know.
Yeah, he wants you to just pepper that spot, I think.
No, I'm doing it.
Oh, he's gonna lose it, he's gonna lose it.
Of course he's gonna lose it.
Fighting the GC.
He wants to kill the GC. Which he will.
Yeah, very nice.
He's still gonna lose it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he got it. Now
Yes,
if he
it-
can vet. Get your Percy's in there, Miller.
Yep. Yeah, they're going.
Sniper bots to save the day.
Sniper those NGs on the rear GC.
Yep.
Go and take your old base, your front expansion back to.
Yeah, working on it. And the GC lives.
Sniper those PD and the GC should be able to run in.
I can't loiter. Actually, that looks like it's all.
Push your Percy's up to
They have
defend
a
Yes.
donut. They have a donut.
They have a
That's
donut.
good.
Yeah. They have a doughy.
That's terrible.
It is.
We have a donut.
Yeah, but we don't have air.
Where's my com? It's over there. I thought I told that shield to upgrade.
Metry's on here too now, so as long as he doesn't die.
Find your Percy's and In the T2PD range, by the way.
Yep,
How Donut's gonna slip through and get their
Their everything.
player.
Oh no, their donuts coming down.
Alfie's off in the middle of nowhere.
If our donut dies, I mean, if their donut dies, that would be so fucking good for me.
Yeah.
Because I have so much mass. Well,
He's gonna get the SMD and then he's gonna nuke.
Oh, cheeky fucker.
Nice. And get it. Air grid's down. And the SMD's down. Sweet.
beautiful.
Wait, did their donut die?
Nah.
Oh,
Did we have
Harvey
two of
gave
them?
up.
Did he quit? Yeah, he did. Oh, their donut did die.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
GC's in there.
GC's walking through.
That is, it's just boxing. And he gave up.
And box control case.
Wow.
Oh, we.
That was
That was a toughie.
cheeky, wasn't it?
And I remain 1400 a little bit longer.
Didn't realize mobile shields don't block GCs. Yeah, they're not tall
Probably
enough.
shot over the, probably, yeah, I was going to say shot over the top.
Yeah, he only had T2 on it. Yeah, almost
But,
definitely too short.
That was very worrying, wasn't it?
It was. I did better than expected. Just gonna say. Thought it was gonna
Yeah.
get stomped.
Anyway, that's all I've got time for.
Yep. Catch you
Yeah,
later, Fergus.
same here. Rocking up to midnight on me. Thanks guys, we'll catch you. Alright folks, yep, that is going to be me for tonight. Well, like I said, just rocking up on the midnight type of thing. A few casts out, a few games afterwards. Couple of losses, couple of wins. It's all well and good. All fun and games. And that was a really interesting one for that last game. I honestly thought we were fucked. Really did. And thank you, Foodman. Good night to you as well. Actually, good day for you as well. Enjoy your lunch. Must be what? Pretty close midday, 11 AM for you. Can you get the time quite right? Either way, thanks for hanging around, people. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a lovely day, morning, night, whatever time zone you're in. Take easy, take care, and we shall see you on the next stream. Speaking of the next stream, I may actually pick up some of the tourney games from the weekend. There was more of the tourney that I casted last week, so I might have a look at some of the games, see what's around, to see if there's some good ones. Pick a bunch from those and take it easy. Alright, see you folks. Farewell.